Are you looking to create bespoke bridal jewellery? Then come and join guest designer Sheila on our bridal workshop. Sheila will guide you through how to design stunning accessories, including techniques using headbands, hair combs and tiaras. The full course includes a selection of hair combs and headbands, a selection of findings and wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a trip to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 6444 655.
Tune into Jewellery Maker every day at 5 p.m. for our Miss It, Miss Out show, where we'll have 4 hours of jam-packed deals, including clearance offers, end of line, last in stock and low, low prices. The Miss It, Miss Out show, only on Jewellery Maker.
Hello and a very good afternoon. Oh, I'm all ski whiff. I'm off centre. Check out my chair. Hang on. No, I'm still a bit ski whiff, but we'll go with it. Hi, afternoon everybody. I'm Lucy. If you've not met me before, the warmest of welcomes to Jewellery Maker this afternoon, where we are not going to just be inspired by one. Oh, no. We have a very special first hour to our show. I am joined by Fiona. So, oh, and that's Linda, by the way. She's one of the stem cells of Jewellery Maker.
Otherwise known as a hanger-on.
Yeah, she's a bit of one of them that you can't get rid of, really, like a bit like a bad smell, or in Linda's case, like a bad cough that she can't get rid of. If anybody has got any recommendations on how she can shift this lurgy, it's been going on a bit now, hasn't it, Linda?
Yes, I'm looking for somebody to give it to, or to tell me who to give it to, or what to give it to.
Right.
Basically get rid of it, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone has any magic potions, believe me, she'll have tried alcohol and it's not worked yet. So, right then. I've already said who I am, Scott. Are you not listening to me today? Well, there we go. I am the beige presenter, that is Lucy Nicholls. Lovely. Now, I'm not beige today though, because I face-tanned my face. Fake tanned. Oh, I tell you, I'm having one of those days today, and all I can say is this is not directed at my dad, my husband, or my son. Men. Right? That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say right now. Okay, now that's out of my system. We have got a truly amazingly inspirational show today. Is it just me, or is it like a sauna in here? It's like a sauna. Yeah. Ooh la la! Yeah? Well, anyway, it's because we're in the presence of Ben, everybody, who is wearing a fur coat. Ben, we're in a sauna.
I know, I regret it.
You regret it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is faux fur, everybody. It's like it's faux fur. So you already know that I'm joined by the fabulous Ben on cameras now. My floor managers today have got the fabulous Pete and the fabulous Cassie. Pete would like to make his presence known. Now, the last time I worked with Pete, I think he did a little jig for us at one point in the show. So I'm hoping we'll be able to revisit one of those moments in today's show. I've also got the very fabulous Ryan, who is directing. Ryan, would you like to make your presence known? Wow, he's very inspirational. No. And then, in the hot seat, little change of plan. We've got your sales manager, Hunky Scott, in the hot seat, folks. Oh yes. Now that does mean that we are able to do ridiculous extra low prices because very quickly, because when we want to take things even lower than they should be, usually Scott has to be phoned. He's in the hot seat, he can make those decisions, and trust me, he'll be making those decisions. Also, would like to make it clear that when I say my issue today is men, none of the men in this room or the gallery either, or the building, in fact. Other men. Right. Now, there's something going on. There's two things before we start our inspiration show today. There's two things that I want to tell you about. The first of which is this. Can we please, everybody now, everybody in the room, round of applause please for Jewellery Maker. Here we go. We have actually come highly recommended as one of the we've got highly commended in the best TV shopping channel for crafts. We're not even considered a craft channel because we're just jewellery. So thank you so much to everybody who voted. It is yet another award for the channel. So if you are watching Jewellery Maker for the first time, you are indeed watching an award-winning channel. Now I have made a little faux pas because I have left my phone. Actually, it's not faux pas. Cassie, could I trouble you? My phone is just on the sofa. Oh, yeah, we're award-winning. Great. It's on the sofa there. Can you see it? It's the white phone on. I think it should be on the top of my bag. It's part of the show, honestly, because I need to tell you a little story and there's some people watching. We are going to be doing a brand new strand in just a moment to celebrate this momentous occasion. Have you got it? No? No? Okay, I can't show you the picture then. I'll have to show you the picture maybe tomorrow. But something happened yesterday. I went out for dinner. Whew, I know, I actually managed to get out of the house with a fabulous group of ladies who are amazing. Here we go. Thank you, Cassie, so much. Thank you. And we were out for part of our antenatal group. Okay, and we were sat around, and I know they're all watching now, and we were sat around and something happened. And the something that happened was our lovely friend Penny, her necklace broke. And I thought it was just an interesting little story to tell you because she went, and Penny, look, this is your necklace. Her necklace broke. It's a piece of black onyx, simply threaded on, it's top drilled, and it's been simply threaded on to some beading thread. And Penny went, I don't know what to do. I want to know what to do with that. I don't know how to fix it. And she was really upset. In fact, I have a picture of her looking really upset here. Please ignore the fingerprints on my phone. I have a 1-year-old. Okay. Oh, her necklace broke. This is her TV debut. Penny's necklace broke. And it just got me thinking. Because we then entered into a long discussion, aside of nappies and teething and all of that shenanigans, about starting jewellery making. And it transpired that a lot of us had fixed pieces of jewellery, but the other half, and those of us who were interested in jewellery making, pretty much started off fixing a piece of jewellery. So tomorrow we are going to be doing a section to the start of our show which is getting you started in jewellery making before we do the inspirational part, of which we're joined by Natalia tomorrow, because all you will need, Penny, is a jump ring and a pair of pliers. So tomorrow at the start of the show we're going to do a fix your jewellery kit for everybody who first starts out making jewellery. Now Fiona is nodding away there. Are you with me on that? Because I do think a lot of us start jewellery making simply because a favourite piece of jewellery is broken, you want to fix it.
It does, and then you restyle it.
Exactly.
And then you get the book.
And then you see,
So be careful.
there's my hook. So tomorrow, please do join me. And if you're thinking, you know what, I've got people who probably would be quite interested in starting jewellery making. I started off fixing one of my mum's favourite necklaces with a pair of pliers of my dad's shed and fishing wire. And then, oh, that was the bug when I was very young. Couple of years ago, and it's been like that ever since. So this is the inspiration part of today's show. Rant over. Let's go ahead and start the show. Now I am indeed joined by the most amazing designer today, it's Fiona. Should we just have a look at Fiona's jewellery before we start? So we're going to do lots of sections of the show because later on as well then Linda is going to really inspire us and talk us through, but we are going to be getting some demos. So very briefly, we'll come over to you properly in a moment, Fiona, but can you tell us briefly what you've been up to with this? I cannot believe what it is.
Well, basically, Polymer Clay.
This is Polymer Clay!
And beautiful, beautiful quality barrels, multi-barrels. And I wanted to go for a very spring-like, very delicate look. And I hope I've achieved that.
And I overheard you talking to Linda earlier, actually, that you've come from the world of textiles,
Yes.
really, haven't you?
Yes.
And to look at this Polymer Clay and see it not looking like Polymer Clay is really inspirational. So can we just forget everything else that we were going to do to go straight into this? We have got the collection that Fiona has used in terms of, see, I just think this is amazing as well. It's white clay. Just have a look at this again. This is white clay. I'm right, that is right, isn't it? This is
It's
white,
white clay.
clay.
Yeah.
Oh my word, this is going to be amazing. So, how on earth has it had those colours? Well, this is where we start looking at the mica powders, of which I'm going to be really honest, I've done a lot of polymer clay, I've not really used mica powders a lot, and I've never in a million years thought I could achieve a look like that. So, the collection is exactly what Fiona has used, these beautiful mica colours, and the white clay, and then, oh my word, why have I not seen this strand before? Talk about gemstone strand of distinction. We are looking here. We talk about fixing your jewellery and using plastic and using lots of different materials. Hello, that's why we use gemstones. Look at that. You categorically cannot achieve that look with any foam material. This is the real deal. Now this is a beryl strand. It's an 18 centimetre strand. They're classified as a heart. I would say they're probably a little bit more pear drop, to be fair, opposed to a heart. They go from a 4 up to a 6 millimetre. Oh, 0800 644 655. Oh my word. And these are the ingredients that Fiona has used for the pieces that you've just seen. Most incredible African beryl. It's got these very delicate different hues going through as well. A very delicate subtle pink hue of a morganite essence. A very, oh my word, right, 10 have already gone. We started with 40. And that's the reason that we only had 40 of these bundles, is simply because we only had 40 of these strands, therefore it's governed our limit of how many we could do. Once again, let's look at the jewellery. It is truly amazingly beautiful, inspirational, aspirational, and already I know that, you know, if we just move along and have a look at the other pieces as well, look, those earrings, that's the clay those drops. And if you just have a look further up, these beautiful, beautiful floral designs, this is clay. And it's using it in a very different way. And then, oh my word, it's just, oh, I've never seen clay used like this before. So it's the combination of the clay, the mica powders, and this genuine gemstone strand. Now remember, here at Jewellery Maker, we are part of the Genuine Gemstone Company. We're one of the largest sources of genuine gemstones in the world. If you're going to get a quality strand from anywhere, my goodness me, it's here. Now the code on your screen is ZAGC78. It was supposed to be at $27.95, okay? Now the reality is we've got our sales manager in the hot seat, and the reality is I gabbled on for a lot at the start of the show. We're going to make time back by seriously reducing the price. The best of luck, everybody. Within this bundle you are receiving 2 lots of the clay, and I'm going to ask a lot more about this when we go over to Fiona in a moment. It's at $24.95. It's on a first come first served basis now. A lot of them have gone. If you've got it in your basket, you do need to check out straight away. If you've shopped with Jenny this morning, the very fabulous, nutty, gorgeous Jenny, then of course you can add on to your order for only one post and packaging price all day. You've got a 30-day money back guarantee on everything. Over half the stock has now been allocated. Make sure it's definitely yours by checking out your basket. That nail varnish is a little bit too bright for today's show. I shall remove that for tomorrow. ZAGC78. Free phone number for you there. It's about the quality of these. And you know what? We're going to be talking to Fiona, but I've got to say, Linda has gone soft focus regarding this strand of beryl. Go on, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I haven't asked Fiona this, but looking at the jewellery, I would imagine...
I'm jealous, I'm coming. Okay. I want to be a part of it. I'm on my way.
I mean, looking at the jewellery that Fiona's done, which is absolutely amazingly, stunningly beautiful, I can definitely see that that's where the inspiration came from.
The gems are absolutely beautiful. They just kept giving and giving and giving. And every time I thought, oh, am I going to have enough to do this? It gave me more. It just kept giving. They're so delicate.
But it's it's truly, truly beautiful. Just a little thing as well outside of what you're going to be getting in your collection here. Is that just to let you know, the quantity is going down as people are confirming purchases. So they've already been allocated to baskets. We started with 48, just so you know, so we're down now to 28, 27. Confirm your purchase, and of course, call now. You've got an extended money back guarantee for 30 days. I can tell you now that that strand of beryl is the best strand I've ever presented on the show. Categorically, 1,000,000,000%. That strand for me is at least a $29.95 strand by itself, plus. And interestingly enough, now I've brought it over here in the studio, can you see, Linda? Doesn't it look different?
Yeah, completely different. The only way I can explain the colour for perhaps viewers is to look at the tassels. Yeah. And that's the colours, so again the inspiration. It's got all of those colours. It's got your aquamarine and your morganites and everything. And between them they also bring out this little bit of green in there as well. And beautiful. Which you've brought on board with the satin cord that you've used for this piece. I can see that there. I mean, just twist. And just stunning. What's the not to like there? Love and adore, isn't it? Isn't it? Is that a clay bead? That's a clay bead. Oh my word! Look at this clay bead. All of the clay pieces that you're seeing here have been made from the bundle that you are buying now. Look at that clay bead. That's fantastic. Beautiful, isn't it? Got more natural markings on a clay bead than you have from faux gems. The mica powders just work so well. Oh, I can't wait. We're going to do it in just a moment. So, this strand, the clay and the mica powders, way over half the stock has now gone. We're at $24.95. You do need to check out your baskets immediately. As you can see now, we're incredibly limited on stock. We literally had 48 of those strands available. Well, we've got 17 left. If you are umming and ahhing about it, do it. You've got your 30-day money-back guarantee from the day it arrives with you. That strand alone, oh my word, trust me, with the quality of those, oh my word, you are getting beyond a bargain. I mean, essentially, I think that part of the whole thing is deemed to be free. Yeah. Well, apparently that is, it was on offer at $19.95. Oh, what? And then, so £5 for that. Have a look. Anywhere else, that's definitely going to be free, isn't it? Yes. If you see where I'm coming from. Yeah. Well, it was on offer at $19.95. Yeah. That's not implying a worth or a value on it, is it? Just beautiful. Right, Fiona. Where are we going to start then? Which part of this wonderment of gorgeousness are we going to learn? The technique is what we need to learn about polymer. I'm a big believer that polymer doesn't have to be chunky like this. Okay. It can be delicate and soft and feminine. As you said, my background is sort of textiles and fabrics, and I had to clear a cupboard recently. Came across some tweed, came across some silk, and thought I have to be able to do this in polymer. And so how long have you been using polymer? About 2 years. And how long have you been making jewellery? About 4 or 5 years. Amazing. But your background then is textiles. Yes. And in what context? Well, I was a dressmaker and I used to do made-to-measure lingerie, corsetry, that kind of thing. Oh, how very useful to know. Remember that? Oh, yeah. But I don't do it anymore. Jewellery making took over. You will be. You can do them gemstone encrusted, trust me. Ooh. We've got some. Oh. 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 Made out of polymer clay. That would be different, couldn't it? That keep you held in, wouldn't it, when you cause it? So about 2 years with the polymer clay. About 2 years with the polymer clay. So when you first started, so for anybody out there who perhaps has never touched polymer clay before, what sort of things were you doing at first? Looking at it is what I did for a very long time. I probably had the clay for over a year before I actually dared to open it out of the packet, because I was scared of what to do, not what to do with creating it, but how to cure it properly. Okay. I didn't want to put it in my own oven just in case. So what got you over the phobia? My husband was channel hopping, as you do, came across Jewellery Maker,
Debbie Bulford was on. I got a course pretty well straight away, and the rest is history.
And here we are, and here we are. And what's fabulous is Debbie gives a very different sort of take, and it uses different techniques applied to the medium of polymer clay. So, right, let's begin.
Okay, I started out by wanting to make something, as I say, very feminine, very delicate, and what was I going to use to texture it? So I went through the whole box of texture stamps that I've got, and picked out one of the first one I used was the Lisa Pavelka one that we sold here. I bought it from here about 18 months ago, and made the one that I'm wearing now. So it's a very, very chunky texture. But
should we just have a little close up on that one? So this gives you another little insight into the mind of the fabulousness.
It's a very strange mind.
Oh, believe me, working here it'll just get stranger. Don't hang out with Linda. That's what's happened to me.
But I couldn't. That wasn't the texture that I wanted.
Right.
Not for what I wanted to do with these.
So you'd already started visualising. You wanted delicate.
Yes.
You wanted
Yes,
slimmer.
definitely.
It's probably the slimmest I've ever seen polymer clay of those sizes as well.
It's actually only done on the number 3 setting on the clay roller.
Okay.
So, and then I've taken it narrower or more thin at the edges. So then it was, well, what am I going to use to texture it? So that's when sort of being a dressmaker and a crafty person came into being. And the ones I settled on were these 2 pieces of fabric here. That, if anybody is a cross stitcher, is the Ada that you do your cross stitch into. And that one, another part of sort of my craftiness, is making bags. And that, if you want to feel it,
you get better by the second. I love you.
That is really stiff. But this one created the imprint that you see on the big the statement piece
that I
there.
thought looked a bit like a bag.
Yes, so did I.
Strange that, isn't it?
That's a very famous shape.
Yes, it really
not?
is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I
Yes.
obviously don't know my bags that well, do I?
Oh, don't worry, I can teach you everything you want to know about bags. Just to let you know, we've only got 5 left. It's going to sell out. Make sure it sells out to you. You want that strand? Get it.
I'd like
Come
another.
on. I don't think it's going to happen, darling, I'm afraid.
And the one on this necklace here, if you can see that the textures are very different from the one that's the bag shape. That's more subtle.
Look at that beryl sparkling, I love it. So you've used the same texture on all the little leaves and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all done out of one.
I'm loving this.
So the one we're actually going to do now is this one. I'm going to sort of go through with making the bag.
Okay.
Okay. And literally just start off with getting your clay conditioned, which it is obviously quite well conditioned at the moment because of the heat in the studio.
It's very warm.
When I start to condition it,
And you're using just a tile?
Just a plain tile. This is my bathroom. Still like these tiles.
Oh yeah, lovely.
And I get it
Getting insight into the owner's house.
I do, yeah, there's a little bit, I've got the kitchen sink under there.
Can I just ask one quick question? It's only, I was reading about polymer clay last night, and I was reading there was a question like, you know, a 1 to 10 bucket list, type, not bullet points I should say. And it's, what do you do if you feel that your polymer clay is too soft?
If it's too soft, I just put it in the fridge for a few minutes.
I didn't believe that.
But I don't cover it up. I just put it in the and you only need to do it sort of fairly momentarily.
Okay.
Not too long. Because
and what about the other end of the scale?
If I can't, do you really want me to tell you what I do with it if I can't condition it?
Do you do what I have done with mine? You sit on it. Oh, you do that.
I put it into places of the play but people wouldn't want to go.
All right, we'll gloss over that one then.
I do sit on it, yeah.
She puts it under her armpit.
That's
obviously.
right. That's right. Yes, got a little bubba there. This is actually very embarrassing.
I'm thinking the next question that could be sort of a bit.
Oh, keep it clean, we're ish.
Okay, I've got it to a reasonable state, and I'm now going to put it moving swiftly on into the clay roller. Now, to start off with, I'm just doing this on a number 1, so it's the biggest setting, and I'm just going to have to hold that down there.
Okay.
Just coming through once. That's fine. If you get any marks on this, as we all do with white clay, don't worry because the mica powder hides a multitude of sins.
Oh yeah. In an ideal world, you'll have a clay machine just for white.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you hide it with mica.
Yes, you do. You hide it with mica. Take it down to a number 2 because I only want to go through this. Whoops, try and get it so it's going to actually go through the roller. So that's gone down to 2. And I actually want to take this down to 3 because we're going to fold it over. If I leave it on a 1, it's going to be very chunky, and of course the one thing I have said is I want a really, really delicate piece. So this is now coming down to a 3. And as soon as I'm happy with it, which I am now, I'm going to take my piece of fabric stiffener. I'm going to get my cutter. I just want to get it roughly the same size. Take that out of the way. And then the whole lot is going to go back through the roller.
Ah, with that on
And that is how we're going to...
Instinctively, I'd have rolled it on. Yeah.
You could do it and you could roll it. My trouble is that if I roll it, I do find that I don't necessarily get a nice evenness, and I want the evenness to go through.
I suppose this sort of is an essence of what you'd achieve. I was going to say the artisan explorer. It's you are rolling it. It does make sense.
It does. Like I said, I haven't got one yet. Notice the yet. Right, I'm now taking that back through. As soon as it starts going through, I can let go.
I love it.
Now, as it comes out, I've got to do this fairly quickly because it is quite hot and sticky. I now need to tear this off.
That's because of the situation in the studio.
Quick tip, if it is getting too quick and you put too hot and you're trying to pull it off, as you can see, I hope you can see there, the clay is actually sticking to the fabric. Just put it on the edge rather than rip it off upwards.
And that's because of the heat in the
back.
studio rather than... Okay.
Excellent.
And now we have, I don't know how well you can pick that up.
I see that. Yeah, you can just make it out, that texture. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the longest, I've finished with the clay roller completely. The longest part of this technique comes next, and that's putting the colour on. We've got 3 colours. We've got pink, teal and the fern green. When you're doing it now, what you want to think is what colours do I want to come through? If I was to start with either of these dark colours, the pink is never going to show up because whichever colour hits the clay first is the one that's going to be the strongest on the clay.
So best to go for your lighter colour.
Best to go for your lighter, which is, it's almost the opposite that you would think it would be.
Yeah, great point, okay.
So I'm going to start with the mica powders.
And the brush that you're using?
Is just a 90, I think it was 99p for 5 in one of those little shops on the high street.
So you don't need it to be a specific type of material or thickness or...
When the first one I did, I got a really good result using a makeup brush.
Oh, okay.
Especially the kind that's got sort of quite firm. But what I did find was that it was marking the clay too much and it was dragging the squares and the texture. Yeah. And I didn't want that to happen. So a good dip in, and I do mean a good dip, put it into your pot. And as you would do with makeup then, work it into your brush. And the reason that I'm working it into the brush, I don't want an excess on the outside, but I do want to be able to get a good cover.
Your makeup is lovely as well.
Oh, bless you. It's years of practice. Okay, now I'm going to start on the outside and work back, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to get here the effect of the plaid, I do want to keep in a fairly good line. Now with this texture, just bobbling up a little bit there, with the texture, we've got some really good squares showing up. So I'm going around about 2 squares wide.
Okay.
Okay. And if you notice, I'm going both ways, backwards and forwards. That's because as you're moving across, the brush obviously is taking the squares and dragging them that way. I then need to drag it back the other way. And I'm simply going to repeat that fairly uniformly. I try very hard to do random, but I'm not brilliant at doing random. So I have random uniformity.
Just to let you know, sorry to interrupt you, just to let you know, on your screen at $7.95 are the 3 cutting blades that Fiona's using. And then you've also got a guard on there, a protective guard. Now these are the most perfect blades specifically for polymer clay. I don't know how you actually function without them. I'm sure you could find a way, but they're absolutely vital, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. You really can't do without them. I mean, even if it's not for cutting, you need a really good neat edge to be able to lift the clay up off the tile.
Can I just ask, if we just go back, if there's anybody at home who hasn't got a clay roller, have we got any in stock at the moment, please, Scott? We've got the clay roller back in stock, right? We're going to bring it in at a great price for you, so ignore the question, because if you haven't got a clay roller, you're about to buy one in a minute, so you can do the technique, that's fine.
So I'm carrying on with the technique, and as with any plaid, the colour is going to go on the weft and the warp. They're the two different ways that it would go.
Head to bit, head to bit.
I am doing this quite quickly. You don't need up and across.
Thank you.
Yes, up and across, left and right.
The left.
Up and down.
Can't say unless. On the left and the warp.
What was the film? On and off. I can't think of that little film. Anyway, so we've got a fairly good pattern there.
What was that?
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That one.
Yeah. Karate
I
Kid.
can't do that.
The film isn't Mr. Miyagi. The film is Karate Kid of Mr. Miyagi. Miyagi here. Oh, Lucy, shush now.
So now I'm going to do the same again. This is
gorgeous.
the dreamiest colour.
Do these colours deepen when you bake?
A little bit. They do more so, because one thing that we've got to do with this technique, as we'll go through it and you'll see it, because I don't want to press the texture in, you're not going to be able to burnish it in with your finger. Right. Not very much. We will do a little bit, and I'll show you how.
I mean, the question was as literally as you're doing it now, do you err on the side of caution and just keep it on the
I'd rather get a little bit on, and then
okay.
if I need to, I'll add a little bit more.
Okay.
So,
but pretty much the colour before you bake it is going to be the colour it comes out.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're aiming for your final colour that you want it to be. Okay. Good question, Linda.
We're going to go with the next colour now.
Tonight, you see.
I'll come round for a glass of wine, wouldn't you?
All I'm doing is following the line that I did before, but I'm moving into the white space.
And it's okay to go on top of the colour that was there before.
I mean, if you think of plaid fabric, when you've got some of the threads that way, some the other way, there will always be that little bit of blending, so it's absolutely fine.
That's lovely, actually. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Right, the clay roller machine at $14.95. We've only got 50 in stock at the moment.
And I'm just following that along.
If you haven't yet got your clay roller at $14.95, we've only got the last 50 in stock. So you're literally just carrying on. I'm following the line, but obviously I'm just moving along. And by doing it that way, the pink one, the colour that went on first, gave us the matrix. Yeah. So we are literally just following that along. If you put it on and you're a bit heavy-handed and realise you've done too much, is it tough? Or is there a way that you can take it off and lighten it?
We are going to take a little bit off shortly. If you definitely know that you've got too much on, you can get some sellotape or sticky tape and just stick over the top of it lightly, though, because what we don't want to do is squash these little squares.
But say you put it on and there's a big blob, you've forgotten to sort of make it less on your brush. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, no, because we are going to put a third colour on as well. I will check it over at the end, as you'll see, so that we can just check that we're happy with that.
If you have any questions, by the way, for Fiona, if you would like to text in, we are live. And also to say, this is her first time demoing on TV. Oh yes.
Be kind.
I know. She's fabulous. Tell her how fabulous she is. This is a one in from our FIFO reviews. This is regarding the clay roller. Fantastic price. That's encouraged me to start a new medium. Thank you so much for that review, whoever you are, Mr. or Mrs. FIFO person. And yeah, fantastic price. Have a look around elsewhere. $14.95, incredibly competitive, and really you need it. You need it to be able to do this technique.
You can't do this technique without the mica powders. The mica powders are the key point to really bringing out the colours in the beryl and making the delicate look. And it does keep giving. It's a kit that just keeps giving.
Because you just hardly use any.
I've just carried on now with the fern colour.
Lovely. Gosh, now, it looks really different than when you're going to...
In answer to your question, I've just seen here, if you can just spot that bit there and also that bit there. I've gone a little bit heavy-handed. I also have there. It doesn't matter. When if it was a fabric, you would have bits of the thread where no matter how perfect you want them, there'll be a little bit of a thick spot in it. It's absolutely fine. Really,
so I think the key then is to be not too
worried about it?
Yeah, not too worried about it, but not sort of looking at the picture in your mind. But as Fiona has really cleverly said then, fabric is normally handmade. Yeah, most of it's handmade, or obviously using a machine. But you're quite right, the anomalies that happen in fabric makes your pieces look more natural.
They do. I mean, this piece, what I'm trying to recreate is either the look of tweed, which is quite heavy, or silk, which is very, very fine. But you know, silk is both of natural products. You will get thicker spots in there. Yeah, absolutely. So you know, don't worry about it. Now, as we were talking, then I realised that I'd forgotten where I was. But it doesn't matter. This happened when I was doing the samples. You forget where you are. It's easy because if I was coming this way, I've gone pink, teal, green, same going that way.
Great.
So I did manage to work it out, but I just thought it might be worth pointing out.
Definitely. Because the phone rings or the cat needs feeding or there's always little interruptions as you go.
So, we nearly
Don't worry, Scott. I know you haven't got a cat. You're okay. It's fine. It's like, if I haven't got a cat, then you need to make a cup of tea. Don't worry about it.
Right, we're ready for the next piece.
Yeah, I think we've had another message in actually, and this is Chris in Cleveland. Hi, Anne. Fantastic teacher. Explanations are brilliant. We'll definitely have a go. Fab. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. We're going to take some off now.
Okay.
And we're going to take it off before we actually burnish it in, which might sound, again, the wrong way around doing it, but we want to do that because what I want to do now, as you would with fabric, we would need this to be blended in. So I'm simply dusting it down.
And you're using a makeup brush?
Yeah.
Great.
I've got quite a lot of these, so.
But again, if you don't have, makeup brush, you can just beat them up.
So I don't know if the camera there, you can pick up.
Do you think it makes a difference the hair of the makeup brush? Does it try and go for softer?
I will say a soft blusher brush works really, really well. The one thing with a blusher brush, you've got the graduated bristles, and that means that you're not going to suddenly go in and get rid of a whole load of colour. Yeah. We want all of this is about being subtle and being delicate. So I've dusted it over. I'm quite happy with that, really. I'm not going to add any.
Great.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So before I send these across the studio, which is
always exciting.
Very easy to do.
Did you say we had another text come in, Scott? We're inundated apparently, so we'll get these coming in. And with the power of technology. Hi Lucy, Linda and Fiona. Hi, this is Sue in Herefordshire. Love the show. Really excited to see how necklaces were done. Well done, Fiona. Linda, thanks for asking the questions. And looking pretty and sparkly. And Emily in Hertfordshire, the JM clay roller is the best value for money. I've seen them on craft sites for £25 to £40 from Emily in Hertfordshire. Emily, thank you so much, because it just gets boring seeing a presenter going, it's amazing. You've just proven it. Good value. Thank you. £14.95. If you have a look at the bottom of your screen, the clay roller that you need is at the bottom of your screen at £14.95. Now, how many have we got left of the bundle? 3. 3 left. Okay, so we've only got, we've only got a couple of minutes, okay.
Okay, so to burnish it off, put it on. Now I'm being very, very, very gentle here. And I'm literally just
So what's
pressing.
this that you put on? Greaseproof paper?
Just a piece of greaseproof paper.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And then the next thing that we were going to do then is just to shape it.
Okay.
So just quickly slide.
And these are the blades, okay? So these are the blades that are $7.95. You really do need to grab these. Again, have a look at the prices around. But the blades, $7.95, and you get 3.
Would you actually say that a tile is probably one of the better things because it stays cool? A marble tile stays cool.
I use a tile all the time.
Watching you take that off,
occasionally use glass if I want to be really precise.
That stays cool.
I will use a craft glass. Yeah. Where it's got all the marks on. Yeah. Because I'm not always brilliant at keeping straight lines. Now with the one that we've got, sorry I'm pointing, I apologise. The one that we've got there is a fold over bead, fold over technique.
Bit think of a calzone pizza.
Yeah.
Bit more glamorous than a calzone though.
I'm just using the Fat Daddy-O cutters off a previous show, looking at where I'm going to actually put that. And we have the shape. Now I purposely left that end open because I'm then going to go in with that.
What's that you're putting
in? That is a piece of kitchen paper. No, it's not kitchen paper.
Tin foil.
Tin foil. My kitchen goes through such a lot of things.
Sorry, Linda, I'm getting close.
I want to
soak
soak everything in.
Yeah. So I can remember. Basically, I'm just going to work that.
So you've literally just twisted and twisted a piece of tin foil.
Twisted, and I'm going to bake it on that. Excellent. But you see, that's going to come out at the other side. And then the last bit of this technique is just to fray the edges. The one thing we have to be really careful with the technique is because you've hardly burnished those mica powders in, you don't want to overwork it.
Yeah.
Even when you bake it, they will still come off, so you will definitely need to finish this. And all I've done on mine is just use a school pea satin finish. But I've used a little bolt, well quite a big bolt actually, and I've literally gone onto the edge.
Oh gosh, you're hardly doing anything at all.
I'm hardly doing it.
But delicately
tapping. You might want to work it a few times, but then that has just given a nice finished edge, and it means you haven't got to worry about any sanding. No sanding at all on this. You just finished it by using that. So
when you bake it, if you hadn't have done that and perhaps just gently pressed it down, you hadn't really put any pressure on it, alone texture, is there a likelihood it may not have sealed together?
There is a possibility. There is a possibility. If that does happen, and I have had that happen, just a cocktail stick, dab it into some liquid polymer, stick it in, and then press it down while it's still warm, and then pop it back in the oven, and it's fine. But if you look at the edges on the inside here, I mean, these Fat Daddy-O cutters are absolutely fantastic, but I would still have to do some work. I haven't got to do any other work to that.
Okay. Those blades, $7.95 at the bottom of the screen. Just 2 of those bundles now remaining at $7.95. Just before we talk about the next stage, we've got the most beautiful, that colour. Oh, I don't think I've seen that colour in Polymer Clay before. This is the most phenomenal bundle. It's a huge variety of colours. Now, if you love the teal, look at these. Is this everything? You get all of them? Oh, you need this in your life. You need it. You have to have it. It's the Lucy Law. Oh my. Oh, look at. Oh, that.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, now that isn't in this season. I don't know what is. Look at that. Oh, that is just gorgeous. So, and that's blush. You're going to get. Now do price comparisons, have a look at price comparisons, because we have done the most amazing clay offers in the past, and we're going to do another amazing one now. There's 10 different colours. When it says accents on the front, that means there's something included into the clay, usually a type of texture or a little bit of a sparkle or something. Look at that tealy colour. Oh, oh, oh. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. 1950 is what it should be. Go lower, Scott. 17.95 does not interest me. Yeah, get it lower, come on. 1950, have a look around and see what you can pay for one of these elsewhere. Already at 1950, we are extraordinarily competitive. Let's do it. You are watching Jewellery Maker, and we are going to beat the pants off previous prices that we've done for this collection at £14, lowest price ever for this bundle, OHGC97. And to say that we are busy this afternoon is an understatement. You've got the glitter in there within the red as well, really beautiful sparkle. The colours for me that really stand out to be bang on trend for this season are these ones here. Now, if you were to use the, excuse my ignorance, and I haven't really used mica powder before at all, I haven't. If I was to use the light pink, would it show?
It would. It wouldn't show necessarily as pink, but what it would do is lift the pink of the clay.
Okay, cool.
So you would get sort of like an iridescence.
What I'm thinking of, sorry Fiona, this design you've made here.
Yeah.
Okay, this one with like a ribbon weave. Those colours there look fantastic to sort of use in that sort of a ribbon fit, perhaps with a mica, just to soften
with a mica or even
yeah.
some gleam, just lightly dusted over it.
We've got some gleam coming up for you folks.
Yeah.
We've got gleam on its way, so stay tuned for the gleam. Okay, that is on offer at £14, but it's getting quite limited. It's on a first come first served basis. So back to the piece. So we've put the tin foil in, we've sealed the edges.
Yeah. Now, although we put this through because I wanted to get that at this end open before I'd actually done anything to this side, because the heat of the studio particularly means that could actually stick together, and I don't want to rip it.
Okay.
But I do now need to get it out slightly, because if you can see, we need to finish that edge.
Right.
So simply just take your the flexible blade, which is in the pack of 3, and
you can tell which one it is because it's flexible.
It's flexible. The other one is only just a bit flexible. This one you could almost double it over, and just take that off there to neaten that there, and then pop that back in. That's then ready to go in the oven
with the tin foil.
Please leave the tin foil in it, because otherwise with the heat, what will happen with the heat, that clay will sink down, and it's possible, particularly at this end where you haven't got very much of a gap, it is possible that it will seal together.
Okay.
So we do need to leave that open.
And once you've used that, you can just keep using it.
Yeah, I mean, I baked that one on this, so the one I've done over there. I've got a whole pack of these little forms. The leaves on the waterfall necklace that they're all sitting on, they're also out of the Fat Daddy-O cutters, and I've used foil again, and I've just made sort of like little cups, but then I've pressed. In fact, I've probably got one in the or I might not have.
That's okay, next time.
Just squeeze it all together, but because again I wanted this to be very flexible, fabric is very flexible, so with the mould of the foil, I just put some little divots in it and then press the clay into those, so that it's, you know, I just wanted a look of fabric.
Gorgeous,
so
gorgeous.
That's what that is.
The Fat Daddy-O cutters are back in stock. They'll be coming up very soon, okay? Very soon, so stay tuned.
And then this isn't wasted. Just roll it back up. Because of the mica powders, it does take a little bit of getting some heat, you know, just working back into it. Or we'll just cut a little bit off, or just work with that. Get some really nice patterns. And you can make that into a bead. This is where it could get messy. Are you okay with me getting messy?
Absolutely, love it.
So just to get the beads, all I've done with the beads, a rough bead shape to start off with. We'll have a teal one because I just adore this colour.
Have we got any more mica powders coming up, Scott? Yeah, can we do it now? Thanks. So you've literally...
So I've literally rolled a bead in my hand out of this leftover clay, and it will get very messy in a minute, and honestly my family yesterday just, you know, what on earth is going on, because my hands were various shades of pink, green, blue and everything in between. So I've done that. I'm also now going to tip just a little bit of that mica powder into my hand, because I want a really deep finish. So with that, I am
this is how you've done the beads for those earrings?
Yep.
Okay.
But test it every now and again, just to see. Now, I've got that depth there. To me, that's not deep enough. I want to go further. So I just put a little bit more mica powder on.
You just keep layering
keep layering on and layering on. I mean, your hands do go, but it will wash off very easily.
Starting to get a bit
but can you see that the depth there?
Yeah.
So I've got a lovely deep
It's amazing with the pink one. I thought it was shell pearl.
Yeah. Does it matter, you know that spare that you've used to make that bead? It's just something that I would worry about if I didn't actually know the answer to. Does it matter how long you've left it out in the sort of air elements?
No,
will it
just keep, just,
you don't have to cover it up like...
I mean, I do, if I was putting it away, like if I was going to work on this, I'd start it one day and wanted to work in it overnight, I would cover it.
Yeah.
And
will it last as long as your typical scrap clay? It doesn't change it?
It doesn't change it at all. Just do just make sure you've worked it in. I mean, that's worked quite well now. Sorry about my hands. I won't do the pink now, we'll just do the blue. Again, with that one now, I'm going to just do that one and squash it down.
I take it doesn't stain or anything, you can just wash it off with normal soap and water. I'll just wash this with just, ordinary soap and water. I mean, I have to say, I'd been working with this for several hours at the weekend, and I did have to wash them more than once. But you could, of course, use the glue, the gloves. Don't use the glue because it will stick. But you could use gloves. Okay.
Okay. Then just make a shape. The shape that I've got on there is I've done 2 layers, so I've got a little petal shape behind that is the flower, and that just comes out of the I think they're $4.95, the big cutters set. We've got lots and they're all in different sizes. I've used the petals there. I haven't brought them in with me, which was a bit silly, and put one on there. Now, just one tip, I didn't bake these together. I baked them all separately.
That's going to be my next question.
But if I can find, this is in the big toolkit.
Yeah.
Put your little centre hole in.
You could always just use a cocktail stick.
You could use you could, but I'm not putting a hole in there. And the reason I'm not putting a hole in there, I want the back to stay looking like that. I don't want anything to be visible. If you turn the back of that one over, there's nothing on it at all.
Goodness me, yeah. So the back, and yet it looks like that would go through. It looks like you would have your wire going through, your head pin going through. Yeah. Okay.
So I've made, if I've made 2 colours of these, I then took some of the beryls and made those into a little flower, just as you would using the tiara technique. So you've got your nice little wire twist at the bottom. Poke that through the first one, and then on the back of it, just a basic spiral loop, and then some really good quality glue. Put that on the back of it, press it in, and leave it, and don't touch it for a few hours.
So it's glued on? It's
just glued on, but it's as strong as anything.
Wow, fab.
And that's my mica powder plaid technique.
And that is just amazing. Now, before we have to say goodbye to Fiona, because then we're going to move on to Linda's inspiring moments. You've got a lot to live up to. We have got that bundle, of course, is just £14 for the bundle. Just doing a display. It's like I'm doing a window shop display. I like it. This is a amazing bundle offer. Look at these colours of the clay that you get.
I want those.
Both accents, so both got this delicate, gorgeous sparkle going through. Then, also within here, hello, you've got the gilding flakes. Now, word of warning, if you've never used these before, open them really carefully. Little tip is to open them inside a big Tupperware tub or something that contains it, because literally they are jam-packed in there. Then the DVD, this is with Debbie Bulford and Rachel Norris, and it's a wire and polymer clay fusion. So bringing 2 mediums together, you get that as well, which is great to give you some more inspiration. You then are going to get the starter kit for the sculpt. This is just the best collection, the starter kit. Now within this starter kit, you are going to get the blades. You usually get the blades in the starter kit, do you? This works out even better value than I remember then. Now you're also going to get the black and the white, and it's fair to say if you're going to do canes with polymer clay, etc., you do need your black and your white. They are your staple essentials anyway, and you're going to get those. You're also going to get 2 of the perspex pieces, Obviously don't put those in the oven. You're going to get your roller, which you've seen in action. You're also going to get your 2 pieces of the sanding paper, and then the most amazing little cutters. Now we do get so many compliments regarding this kit, because the cutters particularly, it's really hard to find a cutter this size, which is perfect bail size, okay? And you're going to get that along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other sizes, so you get 7 in total. That's right, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 in total of the round cutters. You do also get it all coming to you in the plastic tub. Now this plastic tub is a level 5 of plastic. This is perfect for storing your clay in. If you don't get if you're going to store it in a plastic tub and you don't get the level of plastic correct, unfortunately, it will melt the plastic and the plastic will affect the clay. So this is perfect. It's a grade 5 of plastic to keep all of the clay in. Now on top of all of this, the starter kit, the clay, the extra clay, the gilding flakes, the cutters, the DVD, you're also going to get gleam. And you're going to get the gleam in the, well, basically 2 different tones. It's a teal, a blue and a green. And they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now what you're seeing on your screen is if you were to buy everything separately, it would come to $37.70. Again, if you price compare, that is really, 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 really stupidly competitive anyway. Remember, you are getting the gilding flakes, you're getting 3 lots of gleam, you're getting a DVD, an hour-long DVD. You've got all of the starter kit, you've got the blades in there as well, $37.70. I'm going to do a show offer. It's on a first come first serve basis once again, and the best of luck to every single one of you, because it's gone down to £24. Now that is just for you watching right now. So use that code, and you have to use that code at the top of your screen. If you try and buy everything individually, it's going to come back at, what was it, 39? I totally forgot. What? 37.70, sorry. £24. It was competitive before, and we've got it available for you right now at just £24. 0800 644 655. And those colours really are amazing. And I think there's lots of scope for bringing in what you've done with bringing in the gleam. And
absolutely, the gleam, so that's phenomenal value. But those colours are beautiful, and of course if you want to tone it down, you can just add some white to it. Just have a bit of colour,
mix it in and you tone the colour.
Yeah.
How perfect is that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Amazing.
Absolutely perfect. I mean, you know the cutters as well. Could you use those as forms?
Yes.
Would it be okay to use around the edge?
It would be, yeah, absolutely. Because you can
bake
bake
those. Texturing as well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you wanted to get some circles on there.
See my mind's
and again,
I can see a problem now. Linda already has no time. Her life is packed full. She is literally, if she's not with the grandchildren, if she's not on the phone to me watching Jewellery Maker while she's doing her ironing, she is making, and that's it. I think it's fair to say.
I mean, this truly is the first time I've been, and I will say privileged enough, to stand here and watch somebody in action, and I've had so many light switch moments.
Well, it's very much a cross. Sorry, I've still got the awful blue
hands. It's fine.
It's a crossover really as well with sort of if people do cake decorating, because so many cake decorating techniques. People are inspired to make cakes by what they see around them. Well, I am with Polymer Clay. You could bring all of that into it.
I just love the simplicity of the techniques, but they evolve into such complex design.
Yeah. You need to get involved with this, you really do. Just had a text from Dorothy in Bedfordshire. Please, 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 more Fiona. So inspired by her lovely teaching. I absolutely agree. Fiona, you have been amazing, and we cannot wait to have you back.
Well, thank you very much.
And see what you're going to be able to inspire us with next. Do you want Fiona back? Do you want her back? Do you want her back? I think we'll have her back. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's Ben. Oh, that's Erin.
That's Ben going like that.
Now we are going to be. Are we going to a short break? Did you say? No, we're going to go. I do need a slurp of my tea, and it's in a branded mug. So just so you know. We're going to do a brand new strand. So we're going to say goodbye to Fiona. As we say goodbye, Linda is going to jump ready into action with a hop, skip, and a jump. Are we going to challenge Linda today?
Do you know what I might do? Throughout the show, I might just fling stuff over to you and have a little play.
I'll catch.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I'll catch.
Yes, yeah. You'll love what's coming up on today's show. So once again, you're just fabulous. Thank you. You come with me. Of course, you can keep it to be here, to be hun in me hair, and you could also keep your text messages coming in because we are, of course, going to be. Joined by Linda and her pieces very, very soon. As soon as we're able to get everything set up, we will show you the pieces that Linda is going to be inspiring with you to be here with. And I've had a late night. And it's nothing to do with Charlie. It's all my own fault. All my own fault. I went out and had a burger. I know, I went to sleep past 9 o'clock. That's what's done it. Okay, which one would you like to do? These are amazing. Oh my word, how many have we got? How annoying, I wish we had more. They are stunning. Just stunning. 100 carats. Now what's gorgeous about these is if you look at it, you've got all these different sparkles and all these amazing facets going on. Okay, you know what? We're going to do something a little bit ridiculous. Did you see the necklace that Fiona was wearing? Did you see that amazing sort of, this is a blue, but it is a tealy blue. Have you started seeing the images from London Fashion Week that's taken place? Have you had a look at what's going on? It's a Tom Ford show tonight, so that'll be really fabulous, with really inspiring. His shows are really fabulous to get jewellery designs. There's a lot of, what's really interesting as well, is that a lot of the colours are very much, as Fiona's just been talking about, and it's very much about texture as well. There's something about this that, do you know what I mean if I say this looks like it has more texture to it than it actually does visually? There's a lot going on. There's lots of different markings. There's different tones of those hues. Now it is a coated, but the base colour is also present there as well. They go from a 6x4 up to a 9x5, and it's an 18cm strand, and it is, I mean, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I can see these working with pearls. Linda, what are you thinking? I mean, this is a strand of,
stunning,
isn't it? Makes you want to go on holiday.
We've been oohing and ahhing about the colours of the micas and that, haven't we, and the clay, and
it's the colour.
It's the colour.
So really, it would be a perfect combination.
Absolutely.
With the now if you got Fiona's kit, these would be an absolute joy and really complement the beads that you can make with the clay. There's almost sort of a turquoise-esque element to these as well. Do you get that? The size of them is fab. Now, this is also a strand that's been put together for you in our very own workshops in India. What does that mean to you? It means incredibly high quality that has been overseen by us from start to finish. We're going under £10. We're going under £10. We're going under £10. It was supposed to be... Really? That's ridiculously low. You're getting the low prices because we have done everything in-house. So we've gone directly to the source, found the gemstones, it's gone directly to our workshops, we've cut out the facetors, we've cut out all the lepidarists, we've cut out all the colour matches, we've cut out the dyeing process people that would do that, the coating process. We've done it all in-house, everything. Meaning you get it for £9.95 today. It's on a first come first served basis. It's going to sell out really quickly. KFRU76 0800 644 655. Amazing, vibrant, beautiful colours that I also think this would work really nicely with that beautiful fuchsia pink as well that we had. Oh, hello Linda Brumwell. You've done yourself proud on that one, girl, haven't you? Oh,
Oh, wait till you see what you're going to be inspired by today. What do you think about this colour with antique bronze?
Superb.
Wouldn't it? Because we've
Absolutely
got that wire offer coming up.
Yeah, because those teal colours are basically got a base coat of that colour, hasn't it? So it's all
Yeah,
gone through
yeah.
beautifully.
We've got an antique bronze wire, amazing offer coming up. Now, just so you know, we are going to be focusing on Soutache coming up, and I am desperate to get my hand on this medium. I'm desperate. I've been so inspired by Linda's designs. I always talk about Soutache on the show, and I've never done it before. I've never actually gone through the process before, so I'm really excited. If you've got your questions about Soutache, if you've got questions for Linda throughout the show, please do get texting in and we'll look at those imminently. £9.95 on this strand, and just to let you know, if you are holding out on the phone lines, press your option 1. That's it, you're coming through. That's cool. Okay. Make sure you check out your baskets. I've got a lot of people sat with this in baskets. Would you like more than one of these? Go for it. It's only one posting packaging price. Beautiful colours. Really, really beautiful colours. Don't you think these would work really nicely as well on a long chain? Lots of tassels. They're that sort of chunkier, sparkly shape with silver for the summer. Oh, yeah.
I can't think of anything that you couldn't do that wouldn't look fantastic,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I want to eat them.
I mean, it is
Please
that
don't.
typical colour that you sort of fall deeply in love with, don't you? And then the sparkle on it.
Fiona is exiting the building.
building.
I repeat, Fiona is exiting, well, the studio. Absolute amazing pleasure. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Oh, she hates. She's so hates, and she's so lovely, and her makeup is so nice. Linda, we need to make sure she's back. She's a keeper.
Yeah, then most definitely. I think she is back anyway next week. I think on a date. I think. So yes.
Ooh, watch this space. Right, £9.95. I've still got stock of this available. Congratulations to Christine and Supriya, Marion, Sandra, Jane, lots and lots and lots of anonymous people there. Sharon, Allison, another. Oh gosh, lots of you mysterious anonymous people. Rajita, Alison, Laura, Jeanette, Lily, Kira, Linda, Eliza, Deirdre, Susan, Belinda. Lots of new people. Warmest welcome to Jewellery Maker. Remember, it's only one post and packaging price. With your first purchase, we're going to send you a free DVD and booklet. Right, I think it's time to move on, Scott. I'm telling you what we're doing. Should we do that antique bronze wire? Perfect time. Linda is getting established in the world of the Soutache. I don't know what accent that was supposed to be, but I enjoyed doing it. Okay, look at those together. Oh. Do you know what's really fab about antique bronze as well? It looks great with different coloured wires with it as well. A lot of Rachel Norris's techniques use antique bronze when she's doing a lot of twisting and the coil calls, when she's using more than one colour at a time. Antique bronze is great to sort of use as almost like a base colour. Goes with everything. Really does go with everything. I mean, look, look at these. Look at that. Oh,
superb.
Oh, Linda, if there's anything that you want, I know you want a lot. I'm going to let you choose 2 things from today's show. That's all you're having. Okay. So the wire. I'm not going to actually have time to do anything though. It'll just be I'll chuck it over and she'll stick it in her handbag and take it home. Right, but at least it gives us something to do rather than she said earlier she could peel spuds. Yeah. Didn't you? I've got loads to do today. I might have to peel my spuds during the show. Right, 100 metres in the 0.8 and 100 metres in the 0.6. Now it's usually $44.90 for the 2. Okay, usually $44.90 for the 2. Again, very, 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 very good value for money. Scott, I know full well we've got a massive FIFO reviews regarding our antique bronze wire. We're going to have a look at some reviews because, do you know what? There's a lot of different wire out there. There's a lot of different wire, different gauges that obviously, well, we've got the gauges here. We know you're getting the 0.6 and the 0.8. There's a lot of different qualities. Lower? We can go lower. I'll always take a lower price off you, Scott. He had just suggested $39.95. Oh, you were winding me up, were you? Little minx. Right, I've got to say that these 2 gauges, oh my word, yes. 2 for £25, let's do it. 2 for 25, buy it now. Buy it now, 2 for £25, buy it now. Oh my, less than. 800, 600. To get 2 of these for less than 40 is amazing. To get 2 of these for less than £40 is really, really, really competitive. To get 2 for less than £40 is amazing. Look at the Jewellery Maker price. Let's cradle the price. Ben, come and cradle the price. Come on, let's cradle the price. We're to get 2 for less than £40. We're just cradling the price, Linda. Linda, do you want a chance to cradle the price?
It just looks a bit like the Gruffalos cradling the price there.
Ben has got a fur coat. To get 2 for less than £40 is amazing. Aww, you look a little bit like
There you go.
Oh my word.
He is stroking the price. To get 2 for less than £40 is amazing. Look, 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 look. I think we might have to do that again later in the show. It was a beautiful moment, particularly enhanced by the faux fur. That's Ben, everybody. We love him. Free phone number 0800 644 655. We have got a fantastic show lined up for you today, continuing on 0800 644 655. Please do press your option 1 if you're on the phone lines. Scott, I just want to check we are okay with the phone lines. Are we all right? Just seeing, because I like to look out for everybody. Okay, we have got a big queue on the phone lines. That's all it is. Don't worry, it's a free phone number. Hold the line. I don't know what are my accents coming out today. Do you remember, did you watch Police Academy? Sorry. It's fab that you are joining us today. Congratulations. And I tell you what, with one person packaging price, to get both of these for under £40 is amazing. You've got them for £24.95, but I've got more of these available. If you haven't yet picked up the phone, do it now. You can use the code. You do need to use the code GCGC91. If you just put 2 of these normally in your basket, you'll be paying £44. Was it 44? Yeah? It was 44, wasn't it? Yeah. It was £44.95. Okay, we're going to move on. If we've got any more of that left later, I'll hopefully revisit that for you. I'll pop it there. Oh, what's this? Just another award. Just another one. Just another one. And I would also like to thank Mark in our office upstairs for sorting out the frame. He did indeed. Okay, where should we go to next then? Oh, now these are lovely. If I thought for 1 second that Linda had time to make anything in the show, I'd fling these over. They're very you.
They are.
They're beautiful. Now they're classed as green. I'm sure I wouldn't classify those as green.
No, I'd go with. Instinctively, I'd say silver. I'd say silver.
There is a green element.
Yeah, like
to them.
oxidised silver then.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd look lovely with the mica powder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the green, wouldn't they?
Fantastic.
Now there's a real sheen to these. They are a potato pearl. Now the potato pearl refers to the fact that they are pretty much like an oval. You're looking at approximately an 8 by 7. They are totally and utterly genuine pearls. Do make sure you check out your baskets, folks. Oh, 0800 644 655. You see, again, where's that antique bronze? Even though they're the silvery tone, more of the silvery side of green, works, doesn't it? What are you instinctively thinking with these, Linda?
Well, something very classic, obviously.
Can I ask a favour?
Yeah.
Can I borrow your body?
Oh, okay.
I want to prove something.
She'll send it back.
Linda is wearing a colour that is very on trend at the moment, and it's like a minky goldy colour. So we've just seen it along the antique bronze. We've had a look at them and they have sort of a silvery colour, but I know full well they're going to work with what you're wearing.
Definitely.
Do you know what? They look a little bit more of the green hue there. Or do they?
No, I just
they're a bit chameleon.
I don't think I would have said that they were green to start with, but if you want them to be, they will be.
But because it just depends
but
what
if you
you're
want them to be silver or a dark silver, they will be. But for me, if you love your coloured pearls, then this is definitely one for you, isn't it? Because it's that.
Do you know? I actually think it'll be quite good if you're new to colours. Pearls.
Exactly. That's probably
it sort of
what
crosses
I was trying to.
crosses the bridge, doesn't
it's
it?
The easing
it bridges
into
the gap.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for the use
That's
of
a great
You've got very
pleasure.
soft skin, Linda. I've never touched your neck before. Okay, we are supposed to be at $14.95. We have got Scott, our sales manager, in the hot seat. These are hot off the press. They've only been seen, what, once before? Let's do something for today's show. Free phone number 0800 644 645. They are real pearls. They are completely, totally and utterly real. And they're just $11.95. It's a full 38 centimetre strand. Have a look at the price of pearls out there. Have a look at a pearl necklace. Granted, it would probably have your clasp on it. Well, it would have your clasp on it. You will be able to make that into a 925 sterling silver pearl necklace from us here at Jewellery Maker. You'd have the whole thing completed for less than £13. Seriously. These are really beautiful, 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 beautiful quality pearls as well. We have pearls at various different sort of levels of quality. These are bang up there with some of the best pearls I think we've had on the channel. The reason that they're staying that lower price is because of the size, and when you see really great quality of pearls in a larger size, the price would go up depending on their quality. So pearls are priced in terms of quality and also their size. The larger they are, the longer they've taken to grow. So $11.95 for this calibre. If you don't love it, you can always send them back. You've got that reassurance of your 30-day money-back guarantee. But Tanya, Supriya, and Lily, and Deborah, and Valerie, and lots of new people are there. Check out your baskets if you're shopping on the website. Press that Buy Now button. Okay, I think we need to have a moment so you know one of the pieces that you're going to be inspired by in today's show. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to do something controversial. Let's not look at the piece on the desk because you're going to see that in a minute. That necklace. No, I actually think it's quite nice to see it from the distance because we get the impact there. It's over on our wall of fame desk. You're going to... That's enough! That's enough! That's enough! We're teasing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, I do need a slurp of my branded tea in a minute, I tell you. Now then, did you have a lovely Valentine's Day?
I think I did. I can't remember much of it because we went out with friends on the night. So, yes, we did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out with some friends who married 2 weeks after we did, and we tend to do that on the Valentine's Day.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a meal for two from a place that was doing a dine-in offer, and snuggled up on the sofa, and we were really romantic, and we watched the most romantic thing on telly at the moment, Benefit Street. We'd record it on the telly. We snuggled up with a glass of wine, and then halfway through the wine I thought, I don't like this. I had a brew with my Monzi on, and we watched Benefit Street on Valentine's night. It was ace. Right then, let's have a look at these. The reason I'm talking about romance is because we're looking at hearts. And they are, of course, my favourite gemstone. It's rose quartz. Rose quartz, oh my word. If I was only allowed one gemstone for the rest of my life to work with, it would be this. The crystal healing elements to it, the beauty of it, the way it looks. It's absolutely exquisite. Should we do something ridiculous? That's a full 38 centimetre strand. Let's count up approximately how many you're going to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, approximately 33. I know, that was good, wasn't it? I did a bit of good counting. Great. Oh my word, £4.95. It's on a first come, first served basis. How many have we got? Okay, first 100 people on the phone lines are going to get it at £4.95. Or indeed on the website. 0800 644 655 to say it's going. Oh, that's caused a bit of a reaction there, hasn't it? The phone lines have gone. Ooh. Don't know what that just was, but that's what they've done. 0800 644 655 though. Really, we are busy today, but the great news is it's a free phone number, and it just goes to show if you're calling in for something and it's busy, you know that you're wanting something that's really in demand because other people are wanting it too, and you're hopefully going to get it. The quicker that you call in, you're answered in the order that you call in, the more likely you are to be able to get your hands on it. So £4.95. 0800 644 655. Oh, can I have a slurp of me branded tea? I made that about 11 o'clock this morning. It's lukewarm. It's in a Thermos branded mug. £4.95 on those. Do you know what? If you are just starting out, to make the simplest pair of earrings, go for a shape of a gemstone, done head pin, pair of shepherd, 2 head pins, 2 shepherd hooks, beautiful pair of earrings. What about one on just a bit of chain for necklace? At £4.95. Oh my word. Right, okay. Can we just see what the call screens are doing, what the phone lines are doing, because they are going to go chocker after this. Oh. Yes. Scott's just said this is going to, he's told me the price, and then he said, were you expecting it to be a lot higher? In a word, yes. Linda, I'm going to put you, this is dangerous to do this. Can I ask you how much you think Jewellery Maker, how much you think we'd do on this?
Goodness.
I know, it's hard.
Have I got to think Jewellery Maker, because it's much easier to think of outside of Jewellery Maker?
No, think outside of Jewellery Maker.
Okay.
You were to see this strand as a strand, not as a completed piece of jewellery.
Okay. So if I was going into a bead hobby shop crafting place,
yeah,
I would probably expect to see that, truthfully, and probably a shorter strand.
Yeah, because we do tend to do much longer than average.
I don't think I'd expect to see them less than 29.
29, okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Can we do £29 divided by 18, please? Now, we're not implying a worth or a value. You might have a very different opinion. You might think that, Linda, you've gone a bit low there. 18, please. 29 divided by 18. £1.61 each.
I think that's great for an amethyst, to be honest.
Right.
I'd be over the moon with that.
Yeah, it is right.
£1.61 for an amethyst drop.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, it is right. £1.61. Scott, can you work out what it is per bead with what you're about to do, please? Thank you. 18 beads. Should we do them for less than £1 each? To get these for less than £1 would be amazing. And you're getting them for what price? 49p each. At £8.95. And the reason being is, as I said before, you're watching Jewellery Maker. We are one of the largest sources of genuine gemstones in the whole entire world, because we're a part of Gems TV, Rocks TV, The Lounge, and together we are one of the largest sources of genuine gemstones in the world. This strand has also been put together for you in our very own workshops in Jaipur in India. Get this strand from us. You will not be disappointed. You've got your 30-day money-back guarantee. It's February's birthstone. Pardon? No. No. Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. Right, something's about to happen. Not to the price of this, hang on. Less than 20 in stock. Okay, we were about to do, I'll be really honest with you. Okay, the reason I was just basically talking in code there is Scott was asking me if I had the a particular offer at the side of me. I have. We're not going to do it now because our phone lines are already a bit busy. Okay, so what we're going to do, less than 10 of the amethyst left. I'm not making sense today, am I? No. Thanks, Ryan. This is what it is. I feel positively nauseous with excitement. This is what what's coming up. Oh my word. Oh my word. I don't know if there's ever been a better time to get that. Did you know that there is a huge, huge gemological problem at the moment, which is probably not going to be fixed regarding sapphires? It's a gemological problem. I'll talk you through more of that. Do you know what? Hot off the press, those sapphires are coming up at a ridiculous price. Right, should we, what should we do? What should we do? Scott's just going to decide. Scott, come and let your presence be known. Hello. Hello. Hello, Scott. Hello. Would you like to say hello to everybody? Hello. 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 Scott, what are you doing with the price of the sapphires?
I can't tell anyone.
That's Hunky Scott, everybody. Who's just skipped off and ruined his image.
I think he ruined it when he went, hello.
Yeah, quite possibly. Hello. Are we going to do this right now? Are we going to Linda right now? Do we have to take any of those technical breaks or anything or any of that? Okay. Can I go over to Linda with this now then? No, but the problem is I'm going to need a chair. I've got dodgy feet.
Of course.
I'm having my foot operation in a few weeks, aren't I? Right. I'm all out of whack today. I blame you, Linda. I was all right till you walked.
You're all right till
I'm all out of whack. We're about to be inspired by, oh my word, I have never seen Soutache in a hairband.
No, well,
It's genius.
yeah, I mean, I don't mean yes, it's genius.
Yeah,
I just mean that I'd like to just qualify that on air, you know, I'm going to be doing Soutache for a little while on air, fingers crossed, and I'm getting so many comments on my own private email for Soutache demos, but I'm trying to keep them relatively simple in design, because obviously with Soutache the techniques are always the same, but you can really explode on design, and obviously that is what takes the perceived amount of time. You know, big stunning catwalk piece is going to take a long time to do. So consequently, as far as I'm concerned, I really want to keep it simple, but I really want to mix it with gemstone.
Yeah.
That's
what we're about here at
the thing
JewelleryMaker.
for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got that off my chest.
Yeah, I
that's
can't
fine
see how
with
it
that.
would be perceived in any
Okay.
other way. So really, are you saying to me that once you have got the technique,
Definitely.
you just then expand it and expand it
Definitely.
for design?
Definitely.
The technique is the technique is the technique.
Yeah.
And then it's the design
Yeah.
that creates the pieces.
Without a doubt.
Right, so we need to learn this technique and we need to get it down pat. And that's what we're going to do today. So this is amazing, and this is a completely different area of design. It is beautiful. So this technique you're going to learn as well can be applied to brooches, to rings, to necklaces, to bracelets, and we're seeing something really, really different here. We're seeing it in hairbands because I don't think we focus on hair accessories enough, to be honest, here at Jewellery Maker at all. We've got a fantastic selection. Well, we've got all the hair combs and all the tiara bands. They're classified as a tiara band, but of course they're just, you can wear it as a headband or you can wear it more of a tiara on the top of the head as well. Now this is beautiful. If we had the opportunity to set me up, I'd actually like to make this alongside with you.
Right.
Do you think we've got the chance to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I have blue
Are you doing Soutache workshops?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's using Soutache like this.
Look at this, look.
Don't particularly, you quite rightly just said that's a tiara band, and sometimes it makes people think tiara.
Yeah.
But fascinators, just hairbands, obviously wedding accessories for the whole of the bridal team, even, you know, for guests.
I'm doing that really brilliantly on time, getting on my chair.
So consequently, you know, think function, think, you know, let's say Gold Cup Day coming up in March, let's start, you know, Ladies' Day at the races, anything like that. Sorry, I just had the other studio explode.
I think they're getting very excited in America. Studio next door.
So yeah, just think a little bit outside the box.
Do you know what I've also realised as well, though, with this? I have a hairband at home, and it's only just clicked with me that it's Soutache. Okay. And it's a hairband with this selection on the side, almost like a cap on the side of the head that's very 1920s, very Downton-esque. And that's Soutache. But I also think in terms of, as we've got a hair accessory here, we'll just talk hair accessories for the moment. Whenever there's a place for a necklace or a pair of earrings or a bracelet or a ring, there's a place for a hair accessory. And I think we can perhaps just think about that a little bit more. But this technique here, once you've got it, you've got it. So this kit has got the tiara bands in it, but it's also got all the genuine gemstones in it. It's got the Soutache thread in it, and it's got the wire. You're actually going to get the tiara bands for free today. So if hairbands aren't your thing, this technique and this design could actually be applied to so many different types of jewellery, and you're getting the tiara bands for free anyway. So the ingredients of this kit can be used for necklaces, it can be used for bracelets, it can be used, I
mean, it can be used as in a small focal point to a really big focal point, because what you're looking at there now, where we've got these drops, I could have added more Soutache coming down, so, and again on the top as well. So, you know, you can make that as understated or as overstated. And the thing with Soutache for me is there is no such thing as overstatement. Just go with, let your personality sort of.
Was your intention to put this at the front or the back?
It's a sort of, you know, me and my asymmetric thing. It's it's a bit 1920s-y.
That way or that way?
No, it can actually both, but at the front.
I was thinking
the front's my intention.
Please ignore my grey hairs, need my roots doing.
The intention, but again, that's a fairly understated design, but could be more overstated, if you see what I mean. In just elongating those pieces that have been put on there.
You could Soutache the whole way along across.
Yes, I've done one at home, and my niece wanted one.
That could be very bridal. To Soutache all the way over at the moment.
Because Soutache is used on clothes as well. You see, you get you sort of the top part of a bridal gown can be Soutache, so it works with it.
This is fab. Let's take a close look at it. Right, we've got the collection here that Linda has used in order to make the hair band. I'm going to keep calling it a hair band because I don't want the word tiara to make you think that you're wearing it like a crown. VOGC01, the terminology is a tiara band. I'll pop it there for a moment so I can talk you through. Excuse me a sec, so I'm just going to adjust my stool. So yes, before rumours start, I'm not sitting down because I am not pregnant, because the last time I sat down like this, I was. And you all speculated, and you were right. I am not sitting down. I've got Morton's New Romers. If anyone's got any Morton's New Romers, let me know. Those things in your feet. I'm getting cortisone injections in a few weeks. It's dead glam. Right, lovely. Actually, I just want to stop the rumours before they start. So, look at the gemstones now. Linda, you have gone for very sparkly. I love the fact you've gone for a bicone here. We don't see bicones often enough.
Yeah.
A bicone is the cut that you've got here. It gives you a beautiful opportunity to give lustre, and rather than a sparkle, they twinkle, I think, a bicone, it's safe to say. Now then, you've got the most amazing rutilated quartz in 2 different strands. You've got the 4mm, and they are faceted. That has been, each and every single one of those beads have been faceted by hand. And then you can see you've also got the black rutilated quartz in, oh, I haven't got a size for that. Could you confirm the size on that one for me, Han? Thank you. So that's black agate, 60 carats of the black agate in the bicone, and then you've got 8mm in the rutilated quartz. So that's an 8mm in the rutilated quartz, and then a 4mm in the rutilated quartz. So those are your gemstones. Now, you're actually going to get completely for free your hairbands. So if you're a fan of using hairbands, fab. If you're not, hey, you're getting them for free. Now, the big, amazing wow factor of this, and you can't do without it, it's the Soutache. Can you do without it? Can you use the same technique, but you need the thread?
You really, I think you could do it without using specific Soutache thread, but you can't really, because other threads won't have that ditch that you sew through in the middle.
A ditch, and that's the glamour of Soutache, is the ditch.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get, how much of the thread do you get there? 3 yards. 3 yards, so that's 2 point something meters. Oh, my maths isn't as quick as it was quick, it's not today. And then also 100 meters at the 0.6. Now, if we go and look again back at the hairband, Linda's not only used the wire to hook all the beads on and to wire them all on, but also to create her own chain.
That's the
it's not staying at 42, by the way.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Go on then.
More than that, please, Scott. At £32, it was supposed to be £32.95. By taking that 95 off, clean £10. At 32, that's 3 strands of genuine gemstones. You've got 100 meters of the 0.6. You've got the tiara bands. You've got the Soutache thread itself, and then the genuine gemstones. I mean, to get any of those gemstones strands anywhere else for less than £10 each, and this is just fab value of money. So we're going to look now at the actual technique. We don't have many of these remaining in stock. There was a big influx there, so please make sure you are checking out your baskets to secure your purchase. Remember, you can text in to Linda live as well and ask your questions regarding Le Soutache. Okay, so this demo though, just so you know, and we're being inspired, you've got the Soutache area, but there's other areas, sort of other mediums brought in with it as well. And I think that's the lovely thing about Soutache. It complements so many other different techniques, like the wire work that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, and they're all basic techniques of jewellery making carried through the whole of the project. So trust me, a beginner can handle this no problem whatsoever. Whether you're a beginning in jewellery making, beginning in bridal accessories, or a beginner at Soutache, you can tackle this project easily. And what I'm going to start with, I'm going to actually start with the jewellery making part of it first, and with the hairband. The beauty of having 0.6 wire in the kit is simply the fact that as I was thinking through the project and I saw the picture in my head and I realised I wanted that curve coming through from off of the band as well, I needed to include a wire that would give me the ability to wire onto the hairband, wire that would also give me the amount of structure that I needed, and also wire that would go through the tiny gemstones in order to make the rosary chain. And 0.6 is the one that fits, okay? That fits the whole thing. So if you, first of all, cut off a workable amount of the wire. I haven't cut off too much here.
How much do you think now?
I mean, roughly
50 centimetres?
Yes, because we just add to it. It's not a problem. When you run out, we add to it, because working off the wire off the spool itself for actually wiring on is almost an impossibility for various reasons. So with a hairband, the only, I mean, you've probably seen this done a few times, but the only sort of number one point that I find makes it's a rule I keep in my head, okay, is take the wire and I put the short end of the wire on top of the hairband. Okay, so that short part of the wire goes onto the top. This is my excess. Okay, so I then hold on to that excess and I draw the long length of wire over the top, and then I bring it past the excess and move the excess out of the way. The reason will now become clear. I'm going to pop on one of the rutilated quartz now, and you will find, well, I find, I mean, you know, you can do it the other way around, it's totally up to you, but I find that if you have got the wire coming up from beyond, from the back of the hairband, you're pulling, you've got your bead on, and then you pull over, and it sits immediately really well. Whereas if you're pulling the other way towards you, that doesn't happen so well. So just a couple of times around, and then thread on another. Do you mind counting, Lucy? How many
of course.
you've popped on there?
That's what I do best.
So if you come over the top, it sits nicely on the band. You pull around a couple of times. Because it's on wire and it's quite firm on this 0.6, you can level it up.
There's 17 on there.
Thank you. Thanks, 17. So that gives you a clue to how many of the rutilated quartz I've put on. So 17 of these, starting probably about 2 inches from the end. I tend to leave that bit because that's normally the part that hits over the ears or somewhere. So I tend to think that part, if you have got that sensitive little part in your hair, in your head there, which a lot of us do have, it's very sensitive, that part.
Just behind it.
That part there is probably better. It's covered anyway by your hair, so it's probably better not to have the beads on it. And if you want to, you can actually wire on with probably a 0.25, a very, if you're really sensitive. I've used, for people I've made them for in the past, just very, very light foam. Okay, and it just cushions that shock from there, okay? So 17 of those on, and then at that point, those 17 of
Had you intentionally almost graduated those?
No, it just happens. It's just the way that the wire comes around. And
just in terms of colour?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. No, not at all.
Look at that.
With any gemstone that's got a lot of properties, a lot of markings, natural markings in it, I tend not to graduate it. I tend to be really random. But because your brain's working for you anyway, that's what happens. I mean, if they were a self-colour going from lighter to darker, I probably would, because that would be what it would instinctively tell me to do. Yeah. But I haven't done with that. But actually, that's a good point, because you can. There's obviously much more opaque, lighter ones than there are black.
You are going to get the full 38 centimetre strands. You could do a whole hairband and have have more left over.
Definitely.
£32 for this. We have got another need me tea, need a cup of tea. Another colour option, another colourway of this. And in fact, if I quickly bring that in now, just while we've only got 20. Oh, do you want to should we keep that on screen? Am I going to confuse things if I bring in the other colourway? Or change the graphics over? Now this is just beautiful. Remember, you're getting the hairbands again for free. Now, we just talked about the 0.25. You're going to get 0.25 in this one. This is 100 metres of the 0.25. We've only got 17 left of that now. It's proving to be really, really, really popular. We've got lots of text messages to read in just a moment as well. They're all very complimentary about you as a person, Linda.
Makes a change, thank you.
No, she's fab, she's fab. So you do have, you're completely free we're putting in the hairbands because it's the option. You can do that technique on the hairbands, you don't have to. You've got the 100 meters of 0.25 in this instance. Look at this color of Soutache. Gosh, there's different varieties of colours.
Yes, yes. I'll come back to that wire in a minute and explain that one. Yeah, I mean, that was a colour. That's a new colour to me. That one, and I really wanted to
that
use
with the
it.
sapphires that we've got.
I know. I mean, stunning. But when I saw this fluorite, I thought, wow,
this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at this collection of gemstones. Bicones in this instance in the fluorite, which takes you from delicate greens into these rich, luscious purples. Then you've got that fabulous Mystic quartz. It's this Mystic silver quartz, which is an 8 mil. And then you've got those delicate, dinky little crackle quartz, and then the 0.4. Now we're going to a strikingly ridiculous low price. To get this under £35 is brilliant. If you were to buy it all individually, it would come to £34.50. Now we've got a show price offer. So you've got the Soutache, you've got the hairbands, you've got the wire, you've got the 3 strands of genuine gemstones. We're going to do this for £21. Wow. £21. You've got that 100 meters of wire, you've got all the gemstones. £21, give it a whirl, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. It might be that you decide to take the gemstones and the hairbands and you use those by themselves and you use that an amazing colour of the Soutache. Hairbands, wire, 3 strands, Soutache, £21. Amazing, 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 amazing. Got so many different Soutache options for you as well still to come. Okay, so we've wire wrapped all of the gemstones on.
Yes.
17 of them.
We have. So we have 17 on the hairband now, so you can see that's relatively coming up to the centre. But again, I can show you on this one, but don't worry too much if that's not as asymmetrical as you want it to be, because trust me, you can hold it at the end and pull, okay? And it'll slide around beautifully, not a problem whatsoever. Now at that point, I must go back to that band. When you put in the wire through the bead and onto the band, you use some welly on your tension. Okay?
Yeah, because you don't want kinks on the
exactly, because that's the opposite of what we do with Soutache. Okay? Now, with the other colourway, I'll just come back to the 0.25 because somebody might comment, well, there's 0.25 in that. Yeah, true. Hands up to that one. I hadn't got any 0.6 in gold when we came to it. So I literally went for the 0.25 because you can put 3 of those strands together and it'll do the same job as the 0.6. Certainly for what I needed it to do. And as far as the wrapping onto the band's concerned, just 1.25 is absolutely fine. Okay,
fab.
Right, now to make the Soutache decoration,
can I hold this out here?
Sure.
So it's as different, it's an individual component. You're going to make, that is just beautiful. Isn't that just on a hair slider?
There's lots of uses for it. You said quite rightly so, brooches, and we've got some new brooch findings in, and it's absolutely stunning on brooches. I mean, if you just Google Soutache at the minute, you'll see such fantastic designs out there.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen in London Fashion Week at the moment. It'll be everywhere.
It's all fabrics this year. Sorry, textiles this year. So,
beautiful.
Yeah. Right, now, in the past, and I think on the last Soutache workshop I did, I probably said, if you're beginning, you can see there's 3 layers of Soutache on that design. If you're beginning, then start off with 1 layer of Soutache braid, okay? And then add it to it, build it to it. But after you've done perhaps 1 design, perhaps 2 designs, you'll feel able to get on to stacking your Soutache and working with 3. I would think 3 probably comfortably, possibly 4 if you want 4 layers. So look, that design there, to be honest, I've just noticed that's slightly longer than the one on the original. But if you go for, as I say, it really doesn't matter. It's whatever pleases you, whatever. It's a repetition on a theme. So whichever, you might want to cover the whole hairband in it, which is fine, exactly the same technique. But just do as many or as few as you want to. No difference. You've got loads and loads of components to do that with. So I took 3 lengths of the Soutache. Now I'm a big fan at the moment of using same colour Soutache. I love multicoloured Soutache, especially if I'm using multicoloured gemstones. But sometimes I just want to use the same Soutache colour. And you'll see on the next product I have as well. It's just a slightly different look. Yeah. And you will see the Soutache, you know. So taking 3 strands of this linen soutache, okay, linen being the colour, and then stacked them basically. They're just literally stacked, okay?
This is going to be you are going to get 3 yards of it. It's going to be a very versatile colour to have, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean if you are adding to your soutache colours as at the moment, then I would say, you know, we use our basic beading thread as our basic stash thing. This linen colour is your basic soutache. It'll work.
And if you're going to mix and match all your colours,
mix and match with every other flavour, every other, you know, it'll go beautifully with that mulberry colour. Every other flavour it will go with, and used on its own, it's stunning.
With pearls.
Absolutely, stunning. I've done a pearl piece at home and it's beautiful. Right, so we've stacked them up. Okay, so the stacking, I mean, is just to lay them on top of one another, and the first time you get your needle through, you're going through the ditch of the top layer. Literally, this is my top layer where my needle.
The ditch of the top layer. Okay.
Yeah, this is my ditch. Okay. Now this I actually find, I'm going to take that out because it's not quite in the ditch.
Okay.
But this I find quite difficult to do on air because when I'm working at home, I'm working quite close to it, so I sort of see less, as it were, having to work at an arm's length. But you'll see that ditch, that groove. Literally, your needle needs to pass through parallel levels of that groove, and you'll know very well if you've done that. I know I've repeated this before, but you know, people probably watching today that haven't seen before, that needle, as long as it's going through the ditch, will go through completely like melted butter. If you're on the edge of it, you'll need a little bit more push, so you know then you're not in the ditch. So we've gone through that ditch, we pull the needle through, and sorry, I've knotted, there's a tiny little knot there, okay, and I've got also some excess, because when I've worked the whole soutache piece, I will actually cut that just above the knot, and the knot will bury into the ditch. Okay, so what I need to do now is just less than 1 millimetre from one side, is go back through the bottom layer to the top layer, then head back towards the knot, not splitting the knot, and go back through again. That basically is consolidating the Eslon thread. The Eslon thread's available on the website, I believe. It's consolidating that so it's not going to move.
Now,
so,
sorry,
carry on.
I just wanted to make it very clear, if you've just tuned in, the black and white colourway that Linda is using and demonstrating at the moment is part of the Russian Beauty that's at the bottom of the screen. The second option, Night Owl, which is the gold and the purples, is the one at £21 at the side of your screen. Okay, so just to let you know, if you've just tuned in. Hi, by the way. Hello. Welcome. Okay.
Right.
So you have made sure that is a little knot.
Yeah. And what I haven't told you, which is really naughty of me, is that I've actually started the design about 2 inches in from the one end of the soutache. Okay, so you see there, I've got some excess. Okay. I haven't started it in the centre, like you do, or like I'll show you on the next design, but I've started this a couple of inches from one side. Okay. Don't snip that off. Because we are going to use that at the end. So you just literally now let your bead drop onto the soutache, okay? And then where the bead, now this is the part I find quite difficult for you perhaps to see on air because of where I have to work. Where that bead wants to sit with the cotton, the Eslon thread going through the next layers, is where I need to put my needle. So if you sort of give a rough measure, it doesn't have to be spot on, just a rough measurement, and then put the needle through the ditches parallel of the soutache and bring the thread up. Now basically we're starting to wrap the soutache around the edge of the gemstone now. Now what I'm going to do is just slightly snip off that tiny bit of excess. I'm only going to make it a little bit small, I'm not getting rid of all of it. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do to consolidate that bead, this is the only time you do it on this design, to consolidate that gemstone, I need to go back just roughly in the area of where that's exited, find the hole of the gemstone, okay, pulling the thread around on the other side, i.e. wrapping it, okay, push the needle through the hole of the gemstone, And then when it finds the soutache, let it come through, let me make sure that it goes through the ditches and pull through again. Now at this point, you see how gently I came through with that. There's no tension whatsoever. You tend to literally want to give that a good tug to keep that bead sandwiched, but there's no need to. The thread's doing that for you. If you do over tug it, you just get kinks in the soutache. Now what I've got to do now is head down for the base of the bead. So what I'm going to do is to take about 1 millimetre away from where the thread exits, pop the needle in and coming out at an angle, literally at an angle. So that's, you see the angle there, it's not straight, it's a bit of an angle going in, and pull that through, okay? And then I more or less wrap that first gemstone. If you see, if I pull it together, I'm getting to the point where I can join those soutache threads and wrap around that bead. Now what I do is I take where that thread's exiting, I hold on to that thread, that braid of soutache, and I bring the inside of the one on the other half of the gemstone, okay, and take the needle just through that one, not through the other two. I'm just sewing through 2 at the moment, okay. And then you see where that's now that's tugged in just there, that little neck there. So then the needle again through. This is just to give it a nice sort of tight neck at the bottom, and you can do this.
And are you just using a normal everyday needle?
This is a normal everyday needle, but it's all needles come in sizes. This is a size 12, so it's a fine needle because I need it to go through the soutache beautifully, and I need it to go through like a bead, the 4mm, or pearls even. So a size 12. The worst thing that can happen to me, and I've said that before, is the fact that the needle comes unthreaded because yeah. My eyes my eyes are just a little bit older than most of us here, but to be honest, I found a knack in threading them. I have the hole at the bottom and go in that way rather than the hole. I just found that's I don't know why, it's worked easier. Anyway, we've now over sewn that in a parallel fashion. Never come over the top, always go back through the exit, all right? So to bring the other braids round now, I'm just going to go in through the ditch on that side, which is going to pull it up to that one, and then I'm going to keep these 2 out of the way on the other side, and then just using all 3 of the one side and the 1 of the other side, okay, keep your needle out of the way because you can tend to catch it, and pull through slowly, because as you've just seen, it's very, very easy to catch your soutache excesses when you're first starting to do a piece. So every single time that you make a stitch and pull it through, just do it slowly so you can see the journey that thread's doing. So now I've incorporated into the other 2, so I've got all 6 now. So
again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Linda.
That's fine,
just at that point, if you have just tuned in, this is what we're going to be achieving. Okay, so I just want to quickly show it in context, because if anyone's just tuned in, oh no.
No, it's all right, I've got spares. You see, I said it's the worst thing that can happen is it comes through. So I've got spares.
I'll take blame for that.
No,
I don't know why. But that is, we've only got 9 of the Russian Beauty, which is the black and white. The one at the bottom of your screen is the other colourway, which is using the 0.25 wire and the purple thread. Just so you know, I've got some amazing offers on soutache threads in lots of different packs coming up for you imminently. But if you just tuned in, this is what we're learning to do. In fact, should we quickly do a quick colourway whilst Linda's getting established? Which one would you like to do, Scott? Okay, we've got one with a DVD here. The DVD's free, so don't worry, you know, if you've already got the DVD, don't worry, it's free anyway, and you get a reduction on everything else. So, Linda, this isn't you on the DVD, is it? It's Jenny.
It's Jenny Argyle, yeah.
Jenny Argyle on the DVD. Yeah. Did I say that in a really funny way? Did I? No? They're just taking the mickey out of me. Oh, you haven't got a branded cup, you're fine. Okay, so, ridiculous price, literally ridiculous price, where we have got, once again, that amazing linen colour of the soutache. You're going to be getting 2.7 metres of each, 3 yards, 2.7 metres. Thank you to whoever sent that in. You've got the red. Now, these colours of blues, look at that. I look at these blues and I start to think Kate Middleton. Middleton. That is a really dark navy. I don't know, it looks black, doesn't it? But it's not, it's a really, really dark navy. That's the closest that we've got to black. Do you know what? It's probably one of those chameleon blues. You know,
it is, yeah. It's midnight.
Yeah, and you
midnight
can't
blue, yeah.
tell if it's black or blue.
Yeah.
But when you put it next to a blue, it looks like a blue.
Yeah.
But if you don't use it with blues, it'll probably look like black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is very much like the colour of blue that Kate Middleton wore.
I've used that one with lapis. It's fabulous.
Yes. I love Kate Middleton. She's ace. Apparently Jenny was talking about her earlier as well. Apparently she's the new style icon. Okay, got all of these colours. I'm trying to find a way to display them all. That's attractive. And then look at this one. That's really fab. Okay, and then we haven't even ventured into the world of the backing of the Soutache yet. So what?
Right, I haven't done the backing on this because as it's going in the hair, you don't really need to use it as such. So I just wanted to try and keep it, you know, as price-wise as possible. But the backing, first of all, you can use a beading foundation, which is the stiff beading foundation that you can glue cabochons onto. And then after you've done that, I find that when I've used cabochons and I've glued onto backing foundation, then I just want, or with any design really, if you want that, say you're selling your designs or making them for friends or something, and you want them to be finished in inverted commas, then the ultra suede is the way to go, because all you do is you take a template of your design when you've almost completed it, before you've done any tiny little beadwork around the outside, and then cut it out of the ultra suede and then literally whip stitch it onto the back.
Fab.
And it tidies it up.
Fab.
Big time.
So it gives it a really, because if you go wearing a pendant, it's going to swing around the other side. £21.35 is the individual price. It's not your show price. We need to get that graphic changed on screen, don't we? The show price is actually going to be massively lower than that. You are also going to get the DVD. We're going to do £12.95 today. It's on a first come first served basis. How many people can we offer that deal to, Scott? Okay, first 100 people. After that, everybody else will be paying, what was it, 21.35. So if you're one of the first 100 people to get it, you'll get it for £12.95. After that, it's £21.35. 0800 644 655. This is a brilliant, but you couldn't actually be starting off with a better selection, could you? For
no, absolutely
introduction
not.
To
Absolutely not.
Gorgeous, really fab. £12.95. Okay, so back to the demonstration. Got some more colours of Soutache cord coming up shortly, and also the thread that Linda is using to sew.
Right. So now we've oversewed this neck.
Can I just ask, actually, I've just said that, do you have to have Soutache thread? Can you use normal cotton?
The Eslon thread I found is the better one to use,
okay,
because it's fine, and which is why, okay, there's probably a negative from it, but the positives outweigh that negative. Is it's fine and it's slippy, okay, and that's what you want to come through. So you don't want any sort of restriction. I'm going to ask a question,
and you probably, I'm sorry if I'm going to sound like a real plonker. I'm going to ask it anyway. Could you sew with monofilament?
I did do that at one point.
I'll tell you what my thought process is.
Go on then.
For everybody at home who wants one of these kits or wants this and doesn't know about what threading material, I'm asking for you. But yeah, so if you've got stacks of monofilament at home, can you use it? If the answer's no, Linda, it's fine.
I would say no.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll give you a reason for that. The only reason isn't that you can't do it. You can do it. But the thing that you will find is there's a lot of stitching with Soutache, and it's to try and hide the stitching as much as possible, which is why we pop little beads in at little areas as well. And monofilament catches the light. Okay, so basically that. So
if you've got questions, please text in your questions, because I'm answering and
they're normally those type of simple questions that occur to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, they really are a good question, but I wouldn't do that. And probably another question that I might sort of come in on, that you might be asking yourself, is why is she doing it in the white? Well, when you're layering Soutache, it's fine to use any colour cotton, any colour thread, any colour, you know, while you're layering. Then in an ideal world, colour code your last the last colour, say I'm going to use that mulberry on the top, that's the one that you colour code on. Okay, so decide which one's going to be your very last one, and do all the others in whatever colour that you happen to have to hand, but the last one is the one to try and colour match, if you really need to be, you know, like that. Right, so we've now done the neck. We've brought all 6 of the strands together, so now we're going to do a return. So as the thread exits this little curve here, we pop on another bead, okay, another of the rutile quartz. And again, exactly the same thing. Look roughly where that's going to drop. We're wrapping it again in exactly the same way. I'll have to pick it up just so I can get a proper finish on it. I don't want to sort of get my... So let the bead drop onto the outer layer of Soutache. See roughly where that is as far as the hole's concerned. Pop the needle through, and we're going to be wrapping that bead there. Okay, so you've got that. So now what I'm going to do is I've just got to wrap the one. I'm only bothering now with one. I haven't got another side to worry about. I've just got these 3 here. So the cotton thread is, well, it's an Essilon nylon thread actually, so I'll just call it thread. The thread is exiting that side, so that is what I call the outside there. So I'm going to do an outside shaping stitch, which basically is going to be probably at 1/2 centimetre, 5 mil in width, okay, around the edge. See, I've done exactly what I said is likely to happen, is that you catch any of the others. So just pull through very slowly, and then at least you can find a path back to where the catch is. Now I'm on what I call an inside shaping stitch, because I'm on bead side. So again, about 5 mils to, you can do 1 centimetre if you want to, but pull it through really slowly, because another thing that happens is that with any sewing you can get one of those magical knots appear. Do you ever have that when you're sewing a button on, a magic knot appears and nobody has any idea how it's happened? You can't do a knot that perfect if you try to do it yourself.
Totally. And it's like, it's a really inconvenient place to be.
Exactly.
But actually that looks really cool if I could have it in a different place.
You know, one of those knots you just think, how the dickens did it happen, and how am I going to get it undone? So slowly. So and then another outside knot. Sorry, not a knot. Please don't knot. Another outside shaping stitch. Bring it through slowly, and then start to measure now. See, that bead has dropped down. So what I want to do is I want this level to be roughly on par with the previous level. Okay. Now what I am going to do is pop a little 4 mil in at the base of that one now, just for a little, because I can, because you've got them in the kit and it's a little bit decorative. But I do need my thread in order to adhere it to the previous one. I need it coming out of the outside. So I'll do one more inside shaping stitch. When I call them shaping stitch, it actually is curving the Soutache round for me. So that's about right now, okay? I can just see that that's in about the right space. Do you want to say something?
I was just going to say that we're getting quite limited on stock on the nautical selection, which I'll just remind you of the colours again, which is the, this one, the blue strap. I don't know what my accents are today. The linen, the red, that dark, gorgeous navy / black. The blue, I'm going to rename this the Kate Middleton blue, I'm sure she won't mind. I'll ask her later. The Soutache DVD and the 2 backings as well, $12.95. Getting very limited in stock though. We've just had another influx of people on the phone lines. Congratulations, Gillian, Maureen, Susan, Lynn and Deborah, Catherine, Jane, Maureen, Hazel, Leslie and Linda. Oh, there's a Linda. I get very excited. Julie, Pamela, Joy, Karen, Lisa, lots and lots of anonymous people there. Deep, mysterious jewellery makers. Norma, Carol, Diane, Elaine, Elizabeth, Beryl, Kay, Anne, lots and lots and lots of you there. Make sure you press your buy now button if you're shopping on the website. Check out your baskets at $12.95. Okay, sorry, Linda.
Okay, so we've done that inside shaping stitch, so our thread's exiting on the outside. So now pop it in very near to where the thread exits and pop on one of the 4 mils. Okay. Now this is not down to technique. This is down to design. Okay. Okay, technique, I've basically showed you Soutache technique now, and it's just all Soutache means is it's a collection of braiding. Okay, so now I'm going to take it through the previous Soutache. Okay, now this is where I have to be really careful and slowly that I'm not going to catch any other threads. So I've gone through the previous 3 rows of the Soutache, then I'm going to let that move up a little underneath the bead itself, and then I'm going to come out just beyond that beading thread, not through the bead, straight through to the other levels of Soutache. Let me get my groove. Okay, hold on to the bead and pull that through. Now that now is sitting underneath. You see that's sitting, sorry, let me just show it on you from that side. That little bead now is sitting underneath that 8mm. So I just over sew that again by coming in just beyond the exit, underneath the bead, through the Soutache on the previous bead, and out through the side. You see where that first layer of Soutache there is wrapped around that black bead. Sorry, it's very difficult, I know, for camera to pick that up, but it's just coming proud there, okay? Pull that through, and then in exactly the same place, under, through, and back through the Soutache under the 4mm, okay? And tighten that. See, we've got our design coming through now. Now all you need to do now is exactly the same as we've done on those 2 beads, is because I'm going to jump this next stage, but I'll just show you what you would do because it'll all become clear. Pop on that next bead and work into that with your stitch, the inside stitch into there where the thread exiting the bead sits onto the cord there, and work around again. Come back to wrapping the whole of the bead, pop on the small one, exactly the same technique until you've got your sort of snake effect. Okay, so I'll just move on to that.
I'm amazed that this is as simple
as
it is. Yeah. It looks. There's a real sense of achievement without having to do a great deal. It's not a particularly complex technique once you get started. So if you've just tuned in again, this is Soutache. This is seeing it as a separate piece, and then if I can show to you in context the piece of jewellery complete, it's here on the hairband. I've been desperate. I can't believe that I've not been doing this yet.
I think when you look at something like Soutache, it just shouts, wow, that's difficult, that's complicated. But it's the same as anything else. Certainly all jewellery making, whether it's wire work or what, once you've actually cracked that initial technique, there's always a bottom line technique, isn't there?
Yeah.
That goes all the way through.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is really down to what you want to do with that technique, nothing else. Right, on the original, I've done like the up and down. Do you mind bringing it over, Luce?
Yeah.
Sorry. And so on the original, I've sort of done this sort of a bit of I was looking at some photographs of some Russian tiaras to get a little bit of inspiration, and this is the one I found. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we've got 11 beads where we're coming through that cross. Now this one here is simply just threading on to a piece of your 6mm wire, and I've already done this, so I won't bore you with the details because it's very, very simple. But what I've done is threaded on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bicones, okay? So I've started with a bicone. So once I'd got my 15 bicones on, graduated by the 4mm rutile quartz, I finished with a rutile quartz, okay? So 15 bicones and finished with a little rutile quartz. And then 11 beads of on the tiara that we wrapped earlier, and counting from the rutile quartz end, the little bead end, okay, counting from there, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the bicones, okay? Literally what I did is I went in 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry about all the counting, but I started on the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And simply wrapped around on that 4th, okay? And pulled away from myself. Then I let it drop down. Now this is entirely up to you. You might want the whole thing to, this is where your variation can happen. But I thought, well, I'm going to come back round to the, what did I say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, to the 11th one, which is 11, which is here. So I wanted it to cross there. So really I looked at it and thought, have I got enough there? Now I'll come in a little bit. So if you just, this is why it's best to have more wire and then cut it down afterwards. Let it cross over there, leaving you 4 there, okay? And then simply what I've done is taken it then to the end. Actually I started it off a little bit more. Let me undo that one because I've gone in too far. Let's go back, sorry. So I've gone in 4, let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's where my 11th one came in. Make sure that you've got that balance for your loops, which is roughly about there. You can spend a lot more time over that than me. And then separating the gemstones on this loop that you're doing, bring it through. So you've got a loop there, and then let the others drop down. And don't forget, you can tidy all this up later. Take it through to the end of the gemstones and take the excess wire through and trim it off. As with your tiara making, don't over fuss at the moment because it's wire and it's quite happy to be sort of moved around and about and redesigned because it's on wire. So don't be too fussy about what's gone on at the moment because all that'll be fine-tuned later. And then with the soutache itself, I made little loops. You can see there's on the original here, there's these little loops that have taken the sort of rosary chain. So these are 2 rosary chains that I've made. I'll quickly do one for you, but I'm sure you'll know how to make that. But I've made 2 rosary chains of starting with a rutile and using 4 bicones and ending with a bicone. And then on the other one, it's exactly the same. Okay, so it's a rutile and 4 bicones finishing with the bicone. All right, so basically these are going to sit on those little loops that are on the soutache design. Now all you need to do, which is don't throw away 2-inch upwards of soutache cord. Don't throw them away because
even 2 inches.
Yeah, even 2 inches, because these are exact. It's a bit like using polymer clay and things like that. You know, you can use them, and all that is a simple little loop. And literally where's my needle gone? To do those little loops, I'll just exit my needle from that piece there. Is remember to do a little knot in the end each time. Preferably a double knot, because sometimes it all depends actually. Some of the colours I found the groove is slightly softer than others. I think it's the amount of dye it's taken. So consequently just do a couple of little overhand knots. Then all you need to do is take 2 lengths of your soutache, literally push them into a little loop, very, very simple little loop. Again, stitching through your ditch. Find the ditch in that next one, find the ditch in the opposites, both of them. Let me just square that up and get the ditch in. It's literally a matter of sort of doing perpendicular stitching, but you'll know when you haven't hit the ditch because it'll have some restriction. And then never do that, never ever do that. Just go back in parallel stitching the whole time and do 3 or 4 of those to get your little loop, and then finish that off by working up the soutache with your stitches, and that gives you a base to sew from. So you're strengthening sort of the neck of the soutache. All this is going to be hidden other than the loop. So you're strengthening that neck, okay? So we've got that. Now we will be chopping that off at some point when the design's finished, but it's simply a matter of popping it in there where it just peeks out. It's just peeking out literally, just measure it and let it peek out, and then simply bring the needle through that loop, bring it in to where the neck meets on the soutache, just beyond the bead, okay, and just keep going through. Go, when you're stitching, it's perfectly feasible and perfectly accepted that you stitch in and out, front and back to soutache. If you're doing that, either go where soutache has joined levels, or literally in between layers of it, and you'll find that the thread will totally and utterly disappear, either between the levels or in between the joins. If you find that your stitching hasn't been what you would like it to be, we can always cover any little sort of any little, literally the cords, any of the cords that have been a little bit pulled, we can cover it with a bead. Okay, that's all that is.
We're going to go to a quick break because we've been going at it for a while, so we all need to grab a drink and just get some information to you. So we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we have got another colourway of threads, but also when we come back, you need to be now in the frame of mind of it's really starting to piece it all together.
Yes,
and finish it
it's
off.
very, very quick now. All we have to do is the rosary chain, fix it on and stitch the soutache.
Grab yourself a quick cup of tea. We'll see you in a mo. Oh, with some sapphires as well.
Come and join resident designer Linda as she guides you through various techniques in soutache. Get creative with this exciting medium and learn how to braid with round gemstones, how to set and wrap a cabochon, and how to make a back piece with ultra suede backing. The full course includes a selection of gemstones, soutache cord and ultra suede backing, use of tools, a buffet style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and gemstone museum, and a chance to visit our shop. And all for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift.
If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
I I think labradorite, when you think about it, is as beautiful as a diamond because it gives you, for me, more amazement than a diamond. You look at it and it does something really unexpected, like a lightning bolt.
Labradorite is one of those gemstones from Jewellery Maker that is always going to be a top seller. The labradorite that you get from Jewellery Maker has got extreme amounts of labradorescence. The colour saturation is just superb, and that's really indicative of the quality that we can get for you here at Jewellery Maker. It seems to reflect your moods as well. Whatever kind of mood you're in, whatever you put it with, it seems to bring out those gorgeous colours, so it really is a true chameleon gemstone. Before any of the gemstones that arrive here in Jaipur can leave Jaipur for the UK, they need to be tested. So all the genuine gemstone strands go from the vendor to an independent laboratory. They're then tested to prove that they are what they say they are. Now, as you can see here, this shipment of emerald arrived this morning, and it comes with this. This is really important. This shows that the emerald has been tested in random strands and can be proven to be genuine emerald. If this authenticity card doesn't arrive with a genuine gemstone, then the shipment won't go to the UK.
Oh, well, now we are refreshed and recuperated and waterfied and teed and all of that shenanigans. Welcome back. So we're really focusing in on Soutache, and if we have a look at this piece here, this is the whole complete piece that we're aiming to, well, we are learning exactly how to do it from start to finish. If you have missed the show so far, best thing to do would be to catch it on YouTube to be able to catch up to this point, because we really are at the final stages where we're piecing it together. So the kit that Linda has used, we only have a couple left though. It's at £32 for today. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Got various different Soutache packs also available in different coloured threads. I'm going to do another one now so you can see it. Once we've seen the whole complete finished piece, we are actually going to be doing an extraordinary, simply exquisite deal on sapphires, and I've got something quite concerning to tell you about them, and the reason why you simply have to buy them today. So the contents of your kit is that was on your screen has now gone, so I don't need to reference that, but here we go. This is called the Country Collection. It's very much country colours. Jenny would like this one. She loves living in the country, doesn't she? I did live in the country and and now I'm part of our residents community and battling against the council because they want to put a big development on the area where we live. Anyway, there we go. So if anyone
the
out
brave council, if you're watching, you've got to be brave.
Members of the residents committee, here we are. Right, here we go then. This pack is fab. So if we first of all look at the colours, this is really unusual, this colour way, and it's beautiful. It's bang on trend at the moment. In fact, very, very, very reminiscent of a big designer out there at the moment who's done a suit practically head to toe in these colours, yeah. It's in a magazine I was reading yesterday. And then you've got this sort of natural, almost like a beige tone there, a taupey tone. I would say the most wearable hue of yellow.
It's like sherbet.
Yeah, yeah. And then that gorgeous chocolate brown, beautiful. And that beautiful deep evergreen forest green. Okay, so, wow. Wow. You've also got two lots of the backing, which is the ultra suede backing, which is a faux suede. It's incredibly tactile. You don't have to use it, but you're basically going to get it free with this. So it's one of those added little bonuses. Another reason why you should be getting it, because you get this free. And then also the thread. And I did ask Linda about the thread, and as much as you don't have to, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly and use
definitely.
the actual thread, and it's called the S-Lon thread. This is for beading and embroidery, so actually it gives you lots of flexibility to actually be able to strand your beads on it as well and get a very, very different look.
I don't know whether it says how much is on there, but I haven't gone through a whole reel yet.
It doesn't actually say.
I'm still on my third reel.
Looks to be a lot. Okay, maybe we should get Ryan to measure it in his break. Yes, right, moving on. So, if you were to buy it all individually, it'd only be £15.60 anyway, which is a great low price. Should we do it under £10 for today? If you use the code IVGC80, today you can get the whole contents for just £9.95. So for less than £10, I think it's a cracking way to get started. Quite honestly, for less than £10, all you need is your needle that you can pick up in any shop, and you've been using size 12. Perfect. Under £10, feed that desire to, perhaps, I think this is great actually, I was thinking about it in the break. How many of you are stuck in a rut at the moment? You go through these phases and maybe you've been macrameing for ages and you've been doing perhaps enamel for a while, or you've just been plain beading and you're stuck in a bit of a rut. To add a new medium into your jewellery making for under £10, and it could set you off in a whole different direction. For under £10, you can have a really good, you don't just have a play, it's establishing. You can do professional work with all these different colours for less than £10. Give it a whirl, it's fab. So we're now going to go back to this piece that Linda has been amazingly creating for us and start seeing the actual sort of workings of it. Now we've got all of our components at the ready.
Right, so now we need to make the chain drop, okay, which are 2 sets of drops, which I said start with the 4mm. And work that chain and end in with, actually I think a couple of, there it is, 4 bicones, okay? So once you get from the 4mm and you finish with a bicone, that's it, make 2 of those, a rosary chain. Now I'll just quickly show you how to make that rosary chain just in case. And all we do is take our round nose pliers, move those out of the way, and pop them down on the 6mm wire, okay, and, sorry, 8.6mm wire, and push away. Flick the wrist around, okay, pull back like that, and then if you, I'm going to slightly cut corners now, in as much as I like at this particular point to leave that just like that, because if you see the little loop, the little loop, that's going to go through the loop that I've just put. So if you can bear working with that half loop on that first bead, then do so, because it simply goes through the loop that we've made, that we've just literally sewn on in the soutache, and then we finish off wrapping the loop around the loop of the soutache, okay? So I would leave that like that, and if you can bear to do that, that's great. If you can't, well, we'll continue wrapping it round, but we'll just start off here. So push away, around, you trim off the wire, and then pop the pliers back in. We want a nice circle, push down to the rest of the wire, and then push back up to the wire, and twist around and trim off. That'll give you a nice circle. That's the first one. It'll all become clear when that I said to leave that as that sort of U-bend, as it were. But you don't have to, because you can also add another link of wire if you're not that confident. Let the 4mm gemstone drop down, take your round nose pliers again, exactly the same technique, push away, flick the whisk around so that it won't go any further, pull back through 180 degrees literally towards you, take the pliers out, pop the bottom plier back in, push down towards the gemstone, and then work it round, okay? And then the next one, quickly go through the next one, because that'll show you what I mean by attaching to the soutache loop. You push away, flick the wrist round, and make half of that loop. So we've just literally got half of the loop. We then pop that into the previous one that we've made. You can also imagine that being the loop of the soutache. Pop the plier back in and wrap around. Okay, so now you've got your very safe rosary chain evolving, and with the chain itself it's just a matter of putting it, which should be a bicone, so I use the right stone. Pop the bicone on, exactly the same, pop your round nose pliers, push away, over and around, down to the gemstone and push around the neck. Okay? So I've made 2 of those, and then as I've just previously said, I'll talk through this one now because it's quite self-explanatory. So if you, do you mind, Ryan, staying on that picture at the minute, if that's good? So I've put loops. Now some of them are obviously going to be used as a mechanic, as they all are there, but I thought I'd just balance them on the top by putting the little loops on the top just as a sort of a decorative balance. They're not there for anything other than sort of ornament, okay? Just on the top there, just to balance that. And then, as I've just showed you with the rosary chain, you pop the one end of it into that first loop, miss a loop, and then affix the other end into that loop and finish it off, and then trim off, and then the other one that you've made exactly the same, start on the second loop and bring it through to the next loop, okay? So that then you've got the same drop, you've got a centre to the drop.
There we go.
You can, if you want to, you can always add on to that with some more rosary chain
So you
drops.
pop it on, you miss one and you pop it on.
Okay.
Pop it on,
And then,
you miss one, you pop it on.
That's right. And then just to attach the soutache, it's very simple, not rocket science in any way, shape or form, is you would place it onto the hairband. Okay. Now if you want to use wire you can, but I find it better to simply pop it on, literally onto the hairband. That's the trickiest point, the first one, and then I'll go through, literally go through a layer in between of the soutache, right, and bring through. Bearing in mind I can trim that knot off afterwards and it'll bury itself into the groove, and then I'll come all the way under and over and then go on to the next one and do exactly the same. Okay, pull that through because that will bury itself again in the layers of the soutache. Over the other one and do exactly the same, let it bury itself in the layers of the soutache. Over again, let it bury itself, but obviously each time I'm going through those levels in between the layers, and then I come back again, and that's all it needs. That's all it needs. This is an incredibly strong nylon thread, and that's all it needs. If you're a little bit, you know, not that confident, then just go back again. But that's simply all there is to it.
And you just need to make sure you're pulling it quite tight.
Yeah, you'll feel the tautness. It'll sit quite happily on top of it, as you can see on there. It sits happily on there. And then I just finished off, as we started, by wiring on a little balance of the 8mm, and it's simply that. Yeah. One thing I did gloss over was when I started the soutache, and I started it with this 1 bead, and then I went into the 2 with the little the 4mm underneath, and I said leave the tail. Okay, we leave that because we're going to pop a bead into that bend there and bring it round again, so that bead will sit up there, and you'll see from you then get, you've got the ups and downs of 2s, but on either end you just have 1, which you can see from the original, and you literally pop that on at the end of the soutache when you've worked the first piece, go back to the beginning to that 2-inch tail and work that round in exactly the same shaping way and pull it round the back.
Linda, thank you so much. You've made the world of soutache
a little bit clearer.
A lot clearer. Well, completely clear. It's completely makes sense now. We just had a text message in. Hi, Linda and Lucy. Is the S-long thread like a silk thread? And would you be able to use a normal silk thread? Love what you're teaching us to do. From Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Thank you so much for your text.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, a silk thread we usually use because it's got relative strength to it, the silk threads has. We use it for knotting pearls and things, but it's not as strong as nylon thread. I mean, I'm happy to be overruled on that, but my view is it's not as strong as the nylon thread. So with something like this, perhaps using the nylon thread, it looks the same and it feels the same, but it's just got that little extra more strength against friction, really.
Yeah.
Because this is a man-made product, nylon. Silk is
it's a worm-made product.
Yeah, it's totally. And it takes friction up to a point, which is why we actually knot pearls. So if they do break, you only tend to lose one. But it's a perfect thing for doing pearls. But no, it will work. Don't worry about it. If that's what you've got at home, use it.
Jackie, thank you for your question there, hon. And this is from Sharon in Yorkshire. Hi, Sharon. Hello, Linda and Lucy. Hello, Sharon. Loving the show from Sharon Townsend in South Yorkshire.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. That's really lovely. Thank you. Right. Okay. Shall we go back over there?
Are you going to
Can I stay here with my friend? Because it's lonely in the big pilot chair. You can't nick them.
I don't want you. Oh.
Let me get this completely right. It's my understanding that we're pretty much. We had training the other day. And Steve, who is one of the owners of the company, who is also one of the world's most exciting gem hunters, and I mean that completely. He is the reason that we are one of the largest sources of genuine gemstones in the world, because of him. He was saying in training the other day that there is a severe threat now, a severe shortage of coloured sapphire, to the point they are desperately struggling to get it for Gems TV to set in rings. And he doesn't think, did he give you a time frame, Scott? Because you went on a different day than me. In the last 6 months or so, he's not had chance to buy any. This was purchased 6-ish months ago then? Longer than that. In fact, Scott's just going to check. Yeah, I want an exact date when this was purchased from the mine. Well, actually, no, from the mine, it'll be even longer than that. This was, okay, it was created into a strand in August. So let me tell you the process. The gemstone is sourced, and so to have finished the complete strand in August, it must have been sourced at least a couple of months before that. So we're probably talking about June last year-ish that these gemstones were sourced. Steve, one of the world's most exciting gem hunters, has not been able to buy coloured sapphire in around 6 months. We got there, actually not even knowing it, just in the nick of time. It is, since this information has come back, fastly becoming an incredibly sought after gemstone that, I'll be completely honest, I've always taken for granted. I've never even thought twice about it.
No, I would have never thought there would have been an issue with it.
Even though it's incredibly rare comparable to other gemstones, I've never thought twice about, oh yeah, I've actually, in a fortunate position, I have some sapphires that I bought from here at Jewellery Maker. I'm not going to be able to buy this strand, it's going to sell out. Now, because of its rarity now, and because of its in-demand nature, surely we can really charge a premium. No, we're not going to do that. You're still going to get a Jewellery Maker deal relative to the price that it was being able to be created at a strand for. So, it was sourced directly from the source. The gemstones were then taken directly to our very own workshops in India, in Jaipur in India, where they went simply through the process of being cut and faceted. Can I just check if there's been any treatment to these at all, please, Scott? Bear with me a sec. No? They are completely natural. So this is the real deal, this is the rarity, and this is the situation. So they were brought into the system back in August last year. That doesn't mean that they're not new to us here. It just, they originally started their Jewellery Maker journey in August of last year. You're only just getting the chance to get them now. The price has also been put into the system at the intended price around then, and we're going to do a deal on that. Do you think anywhere else, potentially in the world, could offer you this strand for under £50? and I'm not implying a worth or a value, do you think you could buy a sapphire necklace with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, biggie, 16, 17, 18, 19, amazing colour, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, approximately 31 pear cut sapphires. Now I'm going to hold it up to my neckline. What sort of price do you think? Because I can guarantee now we're going to blow your socks off, and I can guarantee now that you're getting an amazing deal that is not relative to the rest of the jewellery making market or the jewellery market, because the current state of sapphires is quite desperate for coloured sapphires. Now Vanessa, Grace, Karen, Sarah, lots of anonymous people, Lily, Anna, Regita, Leslie, Hazel, Deborah, so many of you there, and you've already got yours. I am going to say to you, I'm going to promise you this, $39.95 is not going to be your price today. To go under £40 on this would be amazing. To go under £40 would be amazing. Are you about to see what Scott's going to do? $27.95. Now it's on a first come first served basis. I can't say more than that. $27.95. It is what it is. It's amazing. You've got your 30-day money back guarantee. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're flying in. Norma and Kira and Catherine and Hazel and Deborah and Sharon and Sally. Congratulations. This is, to get it under £40 blows my mind.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it? How many did I count there? Was it 21? Just over £1 a sapphire. Really now? Really? Would you like to set it in your silver? Remember, these have not been heat treated. Go on, Linda, what are you thinking?
Well, you see, I see things from, as you should do, from a gemstone point of view, and its properties and its rarities and this, that, and the other. And for me, I see it from a jewellery maker's point of view, and I'd bite your hand off for that at that price. Seriously would. Because I've got my cake and eating it there, haven't I? I've got my education and my gemstone. I've got a high-end gemstone, top 5, one of the top 5. Is that right?
Well, top 4.
Top 4. Okay, well that's
top
even better.
Top 5 is still.
Yeah, with the tanzanite.
Yeah, the tanzanite. Top 6 is questioned. Top 4 is classified, definitively certified. Top 4 and the top. This is in the top 4. So along with emeralds, sapphires.
Well, so from my point of view, I've got absolutely everything.
Yeah, and look at the colours as well. We had 58, we're down to 28.
The colours are stunning.
Absolutely stunning. Now, I have got a lot of you there who are sat with these in your basket, so the quantity on your screen is how many we have got left to sell. That also includes the amount that are sat in people's baskets. It's not yours until you pressed your buy now button. Just sitting in your basket doesn't mean that your allocation has not come off our screens. The only allocation that's come off is definitive money exchange purchase. So $27.95, it is beautiful. Right. Francis and Arthur and Diane, Margaret and Nicola and Jennifer, Joanne and Deirdre, lots of Catherines. You're still flying in. Right, remember, it's incredibly rare, sapphires, and even rarer. And I want to jump up and down and stand on the table and scream from the top of my voice, buy it now! Oh my word!
Well, we might not be able to buy it just by general world things that are going on. We might not be able to get our hands on it.
Literally by Mother Nature. She's a little madam, that one, isn't she?
But when she does it really well, doesn't she?
Yeah, we mustn't slate her really. So they're flying. Look, I've got less than 20 left. This is amazing. It is amazing. One post and packaging price. You've got a 30-day money back guarantee. How do you feel about getting this home, making a little loop for the top of one of those and hanging it on a silver chain you've already got at home? How do you feel about that? And then flogging the rest of them individually. Just putting the thought out there. By the way, if you are interested in individual gemstones, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so before Jewellery Maker goes live, and 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, if you log into the lounge on Gemporia, Drew, my husband, will be there doing a loose gemstone hour. And I've been inundated with people asking, when can I get loose gemstones to set into my silver clay? If I was to say though, they haven't got this volume of sapphires available, and we've got it all in one strand.
Do you know what a friend
Not
of
that I'm
mine
going into competition with my husband or
A friend
anything.
of mine, I'd forgotten to mention this on a previous show when I thought of it, but what a friend of mine's done, she shops at Jewellery Maker, is she's literally bought the high-end strand of the gemstone. In other words, so if we've got tiger's eye, whatever we've got, she's bought the high-end strand, and she actually takes them with her and shows the difference.
When she's selling?
Yes, when she's selling, and say, look, you know, look at this as a, and people say, yeah, that's definitely a sapphire, that is. And
yeah.
So she just puts them there, and she puts all the blurb about them and everything. So she's got all these high-end strands. But to cut a long story short, she then brings them home, and she reads them like a book. She sits there just looking and soaking them in. Honestly, I'm telling you the truth.
There's only 8 left. Yeah, I get that completely. And as a jewellery maker, I feel really privileged to be able to make sapphire jewellery.
Yes.
And using 925 sterling silver findings and sapphire jewellery. Fab, it's fab. We're in an amazing position. Right, I have got 8 left. I've got 7 left of these now. To get this strand for under £40 is mind-boggling. Look at the offer on the screen. That's because here at Jewellery Maker, we don't rip you off. We don't put the prices up. If we've bought it at a low price and it's suddenly become a lot, I'll give you an example. You know, before Christmas, there's a real problem with mining for tanzanite, and we had some tanzanite in stock. Some of the places might have put their prices up because it's rarer. We had the stock, we bought it, and it's all margin dependent. We didn't go and then go, well, if it's rare, we're putting the price right up. No, if we've got it in at a low price, you get a low price. 3 left.
It's this one.
I'm so need to take that nail varnish off.
Oh. Bye. Have a good life. Have a lovely life.
Bye, have a good life.
I wanted them to share.
Oh, you just love her. Right, we are going to, okay, if you've sat with that in your basket, there's, I don't quite yet, I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening. Make sure you've checked out your basket, make sure you've confirmed about purchase, just in case. Because somebody's payment hasn't gone through. It looks like so they think there's one available. Right, Linda.
Yes.
Can you do a little bit of walking for me, please?
Yes.
Can you go all the way over there?
Yes.
And all the way over here, and we'll have a quick heads up at what we're going to learn before the end of the show. Off you trot. The world of Soutache, but it's amazing to think that the technique can be applied with a different design. This is going to be coming up later. The kit that's made this up is just going to the most rock bottom, ridiculous low price. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. Pardon? We're going to do under £10 section now. Everything under £10. Come on, scoot over here now. Oh, I'm just going to treat it. Aren't we glam? It's champagne. We're just. It's not. She's got a G&T.
I wish.
Oh no, it's just water. Hey, now then, talking about water, has anyone else noticed the water changing scent in your area? I'm thinking because of the floods, maybe our water provider has gone a little OTT on making sure there are no bugs in it. It's smelling very, I know it's not chlorine in it, but it's very fluoride-y. Is anyone else getting that? Just me then, fabulous, right, lovely. I'm thrilled with my life. Okay, let's do everything under £10 and we're gonna have to go quick and fast and furious. Are you up for this, Scott? We need to go really mega quick. Okay, this is beautiful. You had a chips and nugget show this morning. Add this extra little cheeky one onto your order. It's beautiful. Is this what I think it is? Is it natural? Really? If it is, I'm pretty amazed because the colour's amazing. I'd have thought it's been... Oh my word, right.
Come close, come close. Look at your colours of your turquoise. You couldn't actually get more turquoise. It's completely, totally and utterly natural turquoise. It's approximately an 85 centimetre strand. Look at those, look. We're not afraid to get up close and personal to our stones. Oh no. 80 carats, they go from a 2x1 up to a 6x1. We're going under £10. Let's see the call screens go absolutely bonkers. YKSF05, we're doing £6.95. It's real turquoise. You can pay so much more for fake. It's £6.95. It's genuine turquoise. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous on memory wire. Imagine that on a little memory wire bracelet for some holidays. It's beautiful. It's genuine turquoise. It's £6.95. YKSF05. It's natural turquoise. And turquoise, I think it's very telling that there's so much fake turquoise out there, because if people go to the time and effort to make something a fake of something, it's obviously in demand, isn't it? You know what? You could just put it on its necklace in itself. It's on a temporary strand. I wouldn't recommend you do that. Ideally, you'd want to restrand it. But that's just gorgeous. That's gorgeous. With Kumihimo as well. Beautiful. Are you a fan of using nuggets and chips? I know the answer to this, so I don't know why I asked it.
Me? Yeah. I absolutely adore them.
Good answer, Linda. Absolutely. I knew that's what she'd say. That's why I
them. And when Mark's on doing nuggets and chips, I'm going, oh my God, I love them.
How long have we got till Linda's next demo? 20 minutes? Do you want to play?
Yeah.
You never get the chance, do you?
No, I don't.
I'm not giving you anything else. Is that all right? You can just have like... Oh, there's loads here you'll want. If I give you those, then you just get to have...
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, that's holidays.
Okay, Linda's got 20 minutes playtime with some natural turquoise. We'll see what she does. We'll just see. It's only £6.95. Okay, which one next, sorry? Is box number 5 under £10? Can we do this now? Oh, you see, Linda, I'm thinking this pyrite would look amazing with it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll give it this as well. Do you want this as well?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh. Now, look, it's the telltale tassels. But Linda is so familiar with it. Oh dear. The telltale tassels that it's come from India, folks, because this again is from our own workshops in Jaipur in India. Now they are the most amazing cut. Look at them. It's a concave cut. Ah, you little minx. Look at the ridiculous sparkle of those. Going under £10. OLY Ollie. OLYY43. Look at that. They're £9.95. They've only been on wear once before. They're beautiful. See those with the black agate bicones from your first kit.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. What do you think, Ryan? Oh yes. Cassie, what do you think?
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Now, unfortunately, in fact, Ryan, I think you should come and caress the price. Cradle and caress the prize. Ah.
Oh dear.
You've just tuned in for the first time. I'd love to say that this isn't a typical day, but it so is. Oh, that's £9.95. Oh dear. Right. Oh, Linda, hang on. Do you want those or do you want these? You'll want everything.
The pyrite, please.
Because it'll go with the turquoise.
My sparkles, you say.
Look amazing with your sparkly top. Can I tell you a little story about Linda's sparkly top? We were stood upstairs in the office, and the office has got a row of windows, and I honestly thought it was snowing outside. And I realised it was Linda's sparkly sequin top reflection in the window, and I thought it was snow. Tumbleweed. Now,
hang on a minute, because these are classified as a potato pearl. I would say they're verging on almost a round. They're beautiful. Under £10 for this quality? Seriously? Now the closer to a perfect round a pearl gets, the higher the price goes. And we're going under £10, sorry, that's my shoe on my footrest. My feet are hurting, sorry. My Morton's new room. Oh, it's so glam here. And then I've got arthritis in the other toes, it's lovely. Right. I won't even go there about my verrucas. I haven't really got verrucas, that was joking. FPP, I don't know, I'm so tired. FPP 031. £7.95. Oh my word. You see, with those tiara bands as well, are you going to be using them all? Don't you think it'd be lovely for a bridesmaid just to have these wire wrapped all the way around? So pretty. It's £7.95. They're beautiful. They'd work really nicely with the. It'd look really nice with the rose quartz hearts we had earlier. Beautiful. Ah. Can I do? I'm a bit intrigued that box number 1's going under £10. Oh my word. Right, how many have we got of these? Why on earth are these under £10? I'll tell you why. Because our buying power is fabulous. Now, they're not the clearest of beryl, but I actually think that really contributes something beautiful to these. You get to experience morganite, aquamarine, and look at the ridiculous size of them. Oh my word. Oh my word, now they're going on special offer under £10. I cannot believe. Beryl, look at that, look! That's bluer than quite a lot of the aquamarine that we're able to get. And look at the morganite. So morganite and aquamarine, of course, are part of the beryl family. There's beautiful green beryls coming through. Oh. Who's just sung ABBA down my ear? Ben. I've now got, it's the name of the game. Da 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 da. I have to go. Right, anyway, 150 carats. I think it's fair to say you don't have to say a lot about this. To take it under £10 is absolutely ridiculous. Go on, Scott. £9.95 is boring. To say it's going under £10, ooh, £9.95, that's exciting. £8.95, there's no way that that is a strand you'd expect under £20. There's just no way. Big, gorgeous beryl. You're right, Ed Munster. What's the frown? Turn that frown upside down.
Can't find my mug with my face on it.
You can't find your mug with your own face on it. Well, there you go.
Steal that?
Who would steal that? Alison in Berkshire, I'm loving your work, buying 2 of those. It's down at £8.95. To get that under £20, I mean, what do you want? Don't touch me.
No, I wouldn't want to. Stink.
I'll have you know that's a very sophisticated perfume.
Nice. March's birthday.
Thank you.
A family reunion on one strand. You like that one, didn't you?
Oh.
Scott, you like that one?
Take that pen from behind your ear when you're on the telly. That's totally ruined it now. He was like, trying to be cool. What you didn't see was the, I'm trying to be cool, looking for my mug here with my face on it. He's walking around with a pen behind his ear and a Tigger mug. Bless him. £8.95 on that. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Okay, let's go to, yeah, I was hoping you'd say that. Right, absolute staple essential. Crimp beads and crimp bead covers. The old crimp beads. Have a look at these. Cassie, that's not mine, Dom. Cassie is asking me if this technological piece of technicalness of another talk backpack is mine. It's not, doll. It was on the desk when I got here. Probably something to do with Jenny. She likes to scatter her life to let her presence be known around the studio. So, NRGC72. 50 grams of crimp beads. $50 grams of crimp beads, 50 grams of crimp bead covers. Have we ever counted approximately how much for 50 grams? Bruce, what are you doing?
I'm setting up for tonight.
Do you want to count some crimp beads? It's fair to say you're going to get a lot. Now, we did guarantee everything in this little section here for under £10. 0800 644 655. £11.95, great price anyway. £9. I mean, they're a staple essential, aren't they, Linda? Absolutely. You can never have too many.
You know when you just given me the turquoise and this astonishing pyrite. The first thing I looked for was a crimp bead. Honestly, it was the first thing I looked at.
Do you need some of these?
No, so I've got, yeah, I can, but that was the very first, because I knew I needed a clasp, so I knew I needed a crimp bead.
And you will always use them. Always buy them on offer. Always buy them on offer. Always buy them on offer. They're on offer now. Buy them now. They're on offer. NRGC72. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Flying out. Which one, Scott? To my left? Oh, to the left, to the left. These are fab. See, I've got to be honest. I'm looking at everything now then. Okay, so I could soutache like that, and then I could soutache around that, and then it's starting to take over my brain. These are lovely. Ben wants to soutache around his glasses. Quite Sue Pollard-esque of you, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, yeah. We're going to do these for $4.95. Look, if you look, I've committed to the price now. I've said it. LKGP00. $4.95, 420 carats. Hang on, let's just get this in perspective. Look at this strand. Where else could you get 420 carats of this quality green aventurine puffy rectangles, 20 by 15 millimeters each, full 38 centimetre strand for less than £5? For less than £10? 0800 644 655, 420 carats. They're beautiful size pieces, aren't they? They really are. They'd be great as pendants as well, that size. And that's, oh, I've got a thing about putting swirls. Lovely. Okay, we still have some of the wire bundle offer on. Now, if you were to buy both of them at the usual on-offer price on the website, it would be £44. Okay, you've got 100 metres at the 0.8 and 100 metres at the 0.6. So to take it under £40 would be amazing. The show offer today is literally while stocks last. It's very, very limited in stock now. $24.95 to get this under £40 is just ridiculously good. Incredibly competitive for this quality of wire. $24.95. But it's only while stocks last. So Scott, excuse my having to confirm this, but as I am usually on the morning show, I would like to know for the Designer Inspiration show, 9 AM tomorrow morning. Thank you. Your price of £24.95, if there is stock left, is available to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'd just grab it now. You've got your 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's a good job your post and packaging price isn't done on weight or amount of items, because I think you'll be buying a lot today. And also, this is weighty, and it's only one post and packaging price. I know you're in full flow there, Linda, but I'm afraid to say we're on our way to you any second now. You done? Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is good. Oh, just goes to show, when you've got gemstones like that, you can speed something together in no time at all. The gemstones are all talking for you. £24.95. Right. Okay. Pete, please may I have that next to Linda? I'd like to go next to Linda. I'm coming over.
Okey-dokey.
I'm coming to see you. Just gonna have a little slurp of my water.
Go on then.
Because this is not a branded cup. Maybe it's my taste buds. No, it's not. That's much nicer than the water at home. It's gone very... Have you noticed a change in your water since the floods? It's just a bit more fluoride-y.
I think you're right, probably on the reason, perhaps. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going. Sorry. I'm on the move. Yeah, come on. Once again, I'm just going to sit down for my monkey foot. No, I'm not pregnant again. No, no. Right, let's have a look now at our final instalment of today's inspiration, and it's absolutely, truly, amazingly beautiful. Have you just taken that off there?
No. Is there one missing? No, there is one missing.
Yeah. Can I take that and put that on there then?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a
I don't know if I've got the full kit here. Just bear with me a second. So let's have a look at this.
Nothing like it.
Okay, I have a slight compromise with the kit. So bear with me a second. I'm just going to pass this over. We'll crack on and we'll get the kit in as soon as possible. Thank you. Okay, so this is an absolutely mesmerisingly beautiful necklace. The skill involved with this looks daunting.
No, it's exactly the same as before. It's exactly the same process, just using those processes, those techniques in a different design format, really. Soutache very much leads you, you know, you can sort of have a look around you at patterns and oh yeah, I could Soutache that pattern, but it's still exactly the same technique, as you can see just by looking at it, and then it's just where to take some of, I mean, it could be far more sort of busy is probably the word than that, and I am working on a piece, well, I hope to work on a piece that's going to take me 6 to 7 months to do, and then have it real, you know, but it will take that long because it's building. That's what it is, Soutache. You can build it or you can stay really simple.
Really stunning. So where do you start? I mean, where do you start with a piece like this?
Well, starting from the beginning is...
I feel a little song coming on.
Yes, start from the very beginning. Is the centre drop. That's where I started. Now, the centre drop is also... then if you sort of see on this piece here, you see this part that just works, when mine comes up, it just sort of works up and to here, okay? Then that is worked from the centre drop. The either side drops are separate pieces, as are the two sort of koala faces here, and then obviously the neckline of the gemstone. So the centre drop working up to that Soutache pieces up into those little 4mm dividers there. So you need to take a relatively long length of Soutache. Always use more Soutache, again, same rule, but always use far more than you think because you can't add to it. It will be very difficult to add to it. So use a lot more than you think you're going to.
Okay.
Right, now to begin, right, what we do is we take our length of Soutache that we're going to use along the neckline piece as well, 3 layers of it, okay? And exactly the same as before, we pop our needle into the top layer of the Soutache, but we're working from the middle this time, okay? This is the centre drop and we're working up the middle. We're not working side to side, we're working from middle outwards. So again, you'll probably get now that the Soutache is this sort of technique, and then getting the Soutache to work in different patterns and different pictures is the design and the cleverness, as it were, of the method of Soutache. So in the middle of the 3 lengths and in the middle of the ditches again. Okay, now what I did, I slightly made a variation by putting in, and this is this beautiful, beautiful plain rounds of rose quartz, which is what I call it, it's a tassel strand. So it's so beautiful, it's astonishing. So pop that on. Sorry, I've jumped a step, I do apologise. We need to consolidate that stitch. So we pop it down to the notch, we come back on ourselves, through the ditch. Okay, oh, now I've lost my needle, but not a major problem, because there's one I've done earlier.
Do you do this when you're doing Soutache at home?
Yeah, when I'm doing Soutache at home, I'm normally in the zone, in the Soutache zone, which it's obviously very therapeutic. It's very involving of, you know, where you're at. You don't really think of a lot more. And then my needle gets unthreaded, and I won't tell you anything else you can imagine. Because I'm not that organised that I have several needles threaded up as I do on air. So you can imagine. Soutache often turns quite blue. Right, so we've consolidated, as we did in the previous design, we've consolidated that knot, okay, which we'll cut off at a later stage. Pop on the gorgeous rose quartz, and again, drop it down, see where it wants to sit as opposed to the Soutache. Sorry if I'm rushing through this a bit, but I know we haven't got as much time as we would like.
No, you're fine. We can totally indulge. Yeah.
Right. So we pull round. We've got the gemstone sandwiched. Again, as before, come back through the layers, and then find the hole of the gemstone. Let it pass through the gemstone. Let it pass through the opposing Soutache, straight through the ditch or the groove. Okay. And then we're working down to our neck, so we're just going to pop down about 5 mil, okay? And then on this one I've popped in, I think what I've done, I've popped in a little 4 mil bead, but I've done the little neckline part first, so I've kept that sort of quite tight, the neckline part. So again, get your 2 inner layers together.
I know that lots of you are chomping at the bit to get the actual kit. We've just got a slight technical difficulty with it at the moment, so we're just getting that rectified for you. As soon as it's done, it'll be on screen, I promise.
Okay, so we've just come out of the one side, so we pull in the inner cord from the other, okay, and we can, when I say there's absolutely zero pull on Soutache, this probably is the one point that there isn't, but it's not going to bend it or sort of compromise it in any way at a join. So this is the time when get your fingers very close to the join, the neckline join, okay, your thumb and forefinger very close to it, and pull it through. And do it a few times so that you get, can you imagine, Lucy, if I didn't make that really tight, there'd be a little sort of a neckline gap between.
And you'd see the threads as well.
Yes, you would see the threads. That's quite right. You would see the threads. And I'm talking to you is I've done what happens by not watching the journey of the. Is that I've caught the Soutache from the other side. All I've done is just caught it. But the thing is, once it comes all the way through, it's a bit of a job if you haven't noticed where it's caught. okay? It's like that, that magic knot. So keep an eye on the way it passes through. And then we'll come through one more time, just on that, okay? And then we can bring in the rest of the side. So come through that one, and then we'll go straight through on the cords on the other side, okay? Keeping an eye on that cord. Okay, pull it through, and over the same direction, pull it through, pull it through one more time.
Just so you know, while we're having a technical difficulty loading up Linda's kit that she's created for you, on your screen is a selection that we have with 18 yards, that's 6 different colours, 2 lots of the backing and the DVD for just $12.95. So if you're loving Soutache and that gives you a brilliant variety of colour, go for it, $12.95.
Okay, so what I've done is I've now incorporated the other 2 braids on the other side into the neckline and given it a nice pull through, okay? And I've managed to get one of those magic knots. Fortunately, it's come out. Now, separate the cords into 3 and 3, okay? The one working away from you, push away and try not to let that get caught up in the sewing. Just from where you've just exited, take the needle and exit it on that inner Soutache, okay? Finding my groove, okay, exit on that one, and then at this point, there we go, is to pop on, I'm sorry if you can't see this, but I'm going to use one of these, I think are these 3 mils? I think they are.
I think, well, we're just getting the actual description.
These are 3s
I would say
or 2s,
even, yeah,
2s,
3 mil, yeah.
Okay, so we've popped the 3 mil on now onto the needle. Again, bring the cord through, and then if you can, get those 3 together, which you will get. The more Soutache that you do, the more it's getting used to handling of the braid as well, really. Once you get your confidence in that,
we're technically ready to go.
Great.
Yay. Okay, so thank you so much for your patience. Been inundated with text. How can I buy this? You can buy it now. Okay, so it's here. Everything that Linda has used in terms of the gemstones and the cord and the thread to sew it, the only thing that you don't get is Linda's incorporated a little bit of chain. You even get the clasps.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
The only thing you're not going to get is a little bit of chain. You don't have to have the chain. You might even have some at home in your stash. Yeah. This is just fab. So, the beads that Linda has been using, you have got, I can confirm now they are indeed 3 mil little white quartzites. You've then got those beautifully checkerboard faceted rose quartz, which are 8 mil. And then this is the pink colour coated quartz, which is a 17 centimetre strand at 7 mil. Each of these strands are 38 centimetres in length, and then this one is 17 centimetres in length. You've then got a collection of 925 sterling silver, lobster claw clasps, and jump rings in there. And you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lobster claw clasps and 6 jump rings. Then 925, there we go, 925 sterling silver with a 9-carat yellow gold overlay. You're also going to be getting the thread, okay? And this is the white Eslon thread. Now, before that picture was taken, well, the decision hadn't been made before that picture was taken. We thought, you're going to get loads of Soutache. We're actually going to throw in, since the picture's been taken, a Soutache strand for free as well, in that gorgeous, I think it's classified as a mauve.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so you have got everything you need to create this look. $26.95. There's 925 sterling silver in there, there's the Eslon thread in there, 925 with 9-carat yellow gold overlay. You've got 3 strands of gemstones. We're going under £20 on this one for you at $17.95. Good luck, it's our final Soutache collection demonstration piece at $17.95. All of it, $17.95 on offer. Should be way over £20, way over 25. How much was it? Sorry, originally was it $27.95? $26.95. It's at $17.95, but that's literally our show price, so get it now. This is Parisian pink. I was going to say Parisian Park pink, but Parisian pink. And it's lovely. I think this is, at some point in the very near future, please, the powers that be, can it be spring? And can these be blossom colours?
We can organise that.
Gorgeous. Okay, so back to the demo.
Right, so back to the demo. So you saw how I put that gorgeous coated rose quartz in here, and then did the neckline with the Eslon thread backwards and forwards. Then slotted in the little 3mm quartzites, and I went through that little 3mm again just to keep it nice and secure there. And then I came back through underneath, okay, to the other side, back through, back again underneath, and then you can see when we pull it together we're getting the start of a pattern. Okay, so just make sure, the only point that I would make is when you're bringing these 6 Soutache cords together is to have some patience. And I mean, I actually find it quite nice going in and out a few times because I like to think, well, that's nice and secure now. So make sure that these, because that's part and parcel, not so much of technique, but that's now becoming design, okay, because we're pulling the cords in. And then back where the thread's exited, pop your needle, okay, and I say I just knew I wasn't in that the groove then, the ditch, because it was getting a little bit hard to come through. So push the needle through, okay, and then add another. Now I've gone on to now using, because I wanted that, just to let the gemstones do a little bit of work in the design as well. So we've got the 3 strands, so we might as well use them to the best effect possibly. So I've gone on to now using the most beautiful paler pink faceted rose quartz, and again,
labradorite would look lovely.
Oh, it would look stunning. I've not yet found a gemstone. I'm coming on the morning show on Thursday, and I'm bringing a little bit of Soutache on that, and I've actually made from some little rectangles, I can't remember, they might be apatite, but some little faceted rectangles, I've sort of Soutached a pendant together using, I think, 9 of those. So it's just a different way of using it. And what you'll find is when you are working with Soutache, you'll have one of their light bulb moments, and you think, yeah, I can work with that, because you can be really wacky with Soutache as well. You can really, and it'll work every single time. So again, we've pulled that through. Okay, and then now what we need to do is to find the inner on both of them, okay, and come back from those outside cords, okay, and literally find the hole again and find that inside one from the other side. So you've consolidated your gemstone strength, okay, and then back through one more time, because this is hanging as a straight. It's worth literally going in and out of that gemstone a few times. This doesn't particularly want to do it, so I'll just rush on. So I'm going to go through the other 2 strands, which is exactly what I would have done returning from going through the gemstone one more time and pulling them together. Okay, so now I can pull that gemstone into place and come back through, find the neck at the base of the gemstone, find the inner one, do that again, having got my thread out of the way, and pulling it together. So you get the general effect now. We're going back through that one, and I'm going to go through all 3, pull it together. Well, actually, what do you know, I actually went through the same hole as the thread before, because you would never do that in a million years, would you? Never in a million years would you do that in a fabric, find that, but I just did.
Ed's like, back with his Tigger mug.
So we just completely just keep consolidating that the whole time, okay? Come back through all of the 6 again and pull it together so it's nice and tight like the previous ones, and then come back into the quartz side and work the way. Oh, I thought there was something hovering, someone.
You meant things, didn't you?
I did. And then let me just cut off this little straggly piece here.
Yeah, because what I'm intrigued about is how it all
sits together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what I did started with the rose quartz, the deeper, beautiful plain rose quartz at the bottom, and then I've done 4 of the pale one. Okay, so when we've got to that neck, this is where we're separating now. So it's literally a matter now of working with that to the one side, getting one of the little tiny beads. The little tiny beads are absolutely, you know, if ever you see any on Jewellery Maker, we don't have them that often, and if you like your Soutache, grab them in any colour, any shade, because multicoloured gemstone Soutache is wonderful.
Soutache, you really, if you're thinking about it, I can assure you, if you love bang on trend jewellery, oh my word. And remember, Linda said earlier on in the show, Soutache is a medium of crafting that can cross the borders into, you can do it in anything. Soutache looks amazing on cards and on tea cakes, jumpers. It's a skill that's
cushions, all sorts of things. It's amazing.
So this kit is fab value for money, because could you imagine, just I've got that much jewellery, it's coming out my ears at the moment, so I've started to use a lot of jewellery techniques on cushions at the moment,
and you were doing that.
Which is when I did my funny little knot yesterday, putting some stuff on a cushion. Soutache, it look amazing, completely different texture. But if you want inspiration as well, remember London Fashion Week's on at the moment. Just even if you get Sunday supplement this week, it's going to be fabulous, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
It's coming Sunday, because it'll just, that'll be brilliant. Sunday supplements in the newspapers, it'll do a summing up of it, and the jewellery will be amazing, because everything that's forecast is very much of this ilk here.
Lots and lots and lots of textiles.
So just getting that new ideas.
So all I've done now is I popped that little quartzite down. I've done an outside shaping stitch, inside shaping stitch, another outside set shaping stitch, okay? As I say, I'm trying to get a move on. So we now bring that around, okay, and rather than sewing the let me just put that needle over there, because it needs to be in a certain place. Rather than sewing that Soutache, let me get a sample of, there's a little koala head somewhere lying around there. There was. Is it not there anymore? Should be.
Blame Ed. Everything was going fine till I
it's
came
here,
in.
half of it.
Still blame Ed.
Yeah, there is. It should be a full one somewhere. But you see on this one here, which is on the up of the upper neckline piece. But this one here, where I've done this little koala head, which is going to be attaching the quartzite to for the neckline, is I've gone behind. Okay, now again a little point, because on this when you have parallel stitched the Soutache at the back, in and out, in and out, in and out, then you cut off just beyond the parallel stitching, and then you put a little bit of glue, just a little bit of glue there, a little bit of nail varnish or a little bit of glue there to stop the fraying, because just by the nature of how it's made, it will fray. But you see there, I've actually gone behind and finished it on that one. But on this one now, because it's working sort of a piece as it were, you take it around. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a knot. It's the tiniest little knot, and I can't get it out, so I'm going to have to work with it purely for demo. So what we do now is, because we just want that to sort of sit at the side of the Soutache, we come in through that top layer and then exit by the gemstone, okay, and just pull that through. So we're bringing that now again inside the gemstone, let it find its way into the layers of Soutache, okay, let it find its way through a little bit. I have ended up with so many needles that are curved doing this sort of thing, and those are the ones I get out when I know I'm going to do this sort of curve, because it's naturally done for me, the angle, because the needles have curved. Right, so you just pull through and you just keep on doing that, okay, taking it through, and you're hiding it in between the gemstone and the layers of Soutache. So we'll come out one more time just beyond that that last one, trying to get it a little bit more, it's because I'm working at this angle, trying to get it a little bit lower, so we can just get it through there, okay, pull that through, make sure we're not catching any of the threads, and then at that point there is when you thread on, let's say one of the deeper pinks, you thread on and wrap around again, okay? So you would come back round, you've wrapped that round, you do your little neck there, sewing that through, having done your gemstone work that I've just shown you on the previous demo on this one, and then come out in the corner where my nail is there, come out in that corner with a little quartzite and wrap that round, and then on the, if you can just point out on that, on the original, you can just track, if you just look at the photographs that are going on Facebook or any other soutache that you really like, you can track the way the threads are going. So if you're almost, we're at this point here, right, and I'm coming round that bead and around and then going into the next one, and then I sandwiched a little quartzite and then I've ignored the next bead until I've come further round the previous one. Do you see that? And that's just devising some design, really, just some pattern, but you can do exactly what you like, and then finish it off at the end in that little 8, where you can see that just here you can see that at that point there I have tucked the soutache behind the soutache that's in front of it. Do you see that? Now if at some point you sort of see on a finished piece or a half finished piece, you can see any little sort of holes that you don't think are working, or you can see any of the strands of the thread through, then if you can, again they're quite rare, but if ever you see any 1mm beads, which we do have 1mm beads, 2mm beads, keep those, and it fills in. It's a jigsaw and it fills in, as long as you just fill in, even to balance it then when there isn't a sort of a little problem, but you're just balancing the soutache each side. So obviously this is just a mirror image then on this side here. So all I did then was, when I got to that point, is simply, if I work it from this piece here, say that's completely finished, we've got the little koala head, which I'll finish off now in front of you. So I've done the one side, so now the thread is exiting the other side, which is over here. So we bring it through into its mirror image, okay, and pop on another 4mm, sorry these are 3 mils of the quartzite. Okay, let that drop down and tuck it in. I mean, this, when you first start to look at soutache, you might think, oh, that's too complicated, this, that and the other, but it isn't, and it's something that you can sit and do in the evenings in front of television.
Really therapeutic.
It's therapeutic, and also it's there's no real right or wrongs. Once you've got these basic stitches sort of around this edge, now I'm doing this outside shaping stitch, and as long as I go through my ditch, I'm going to be okay every time. If you don't go through the ditch, you will, and sometimes on air I can't help but do it because of the sort of the position that I'm working in, you will see the threads. Okay, so you pull it through. Okay, that could really do with going up a bit, one stitch further, but not a problem. And to finish it off, I come from the back, catching,
the ditch. Can you see that ditch?
I'm catching that soutache that I want to wind round. I'm catching it and I'm coming back at the neck of the gemstone, going back through the neck of the gemstone, feeling the, and don't worry about a ditch when it's behind.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
You just want to get some a place in which to anchor it. Okay, so all you have to do, finish on the back of the piece, because the back of the piece, as we've shown earlier in the show, can be covered in the ultra suede, and then literally stitch that way, that way, that way, and that way, and then snip it off. And say the nature of the way it's made, it will fray, and then just put a little bit of glue on those edges to finish it off.
Varnish?
Oh, a little bit clear nail varnish. Yeah, but we have got some super glue, I think, and that's what I use, just the tiniest of drops. So if you finish the whole of your sort of the neckline piece,
I've got a sneeze imminent.
Is it?
Oh.
I did a cough and a sneeze last week and hurt my ribs. Yes, I'm having ultrasound at the moment. Right, that's all my troubles. So we've worked all around the piece. So you imagine now we've got all this lovely soutache work going on, and we've come to our figure of 8 end. Just to use all the glorious gemstone that's in the kit, I just threaded on, I think, is it 3? So I threaded on 3 of these. Probably found the one that doesn't want, there it is. They've come off a temporary thread, so they've got to have a hole in them, haven't they? There we go. It's just threaded on 3. Okay, now this is obviously what you do on the other side as well. So now we've got that, but bearing in mind this is somewhere up here, okay? This is somewhere up here on the neckline piece, and that's the last figure of 8. So we've threaded on 3, we get our little koala face that we've just made, we go into the outside thread, through the ditch, take the needle through.
I'm sorry, we've got a technical problem, we've just lost our graphics.
And pull through, okay? Just literally pull through, do exactly the same on that side, bearing in mind it's further over. And then you can easily, then you just put on, in exactly the same technique, 3 more from the top.
Can you show that to us?
Yeah, of course I can. But what I'm going to just jump the situation. It's probably easier to get that one off so I can talk through it.
Okay, shall I pop that one there? Would that be easier?
And then on this one here, what I have made then is, you can see we've got the long drop in the middle, okay, and that's worked off of that same soutache either side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then we've done the 2 koala faces in the pink there, and we've attached them with the little 3/4 side either side.
And that's using the same S-long thread.
And that's using the same S-long thread.
Okay.
You can see here on that little neck join there, I've just stitched in an extra quartzite there because I can, and because it's decorative and because it looks nice. And then these 2 drops either side of the main one, I've done in the same way, but I've used the deeper rose quartz polished
the
rounds.
pink.
Yeah, the coated.
The coated quartz, yeah.
And then I've just used 4 up of here. So that's a shorter drop. So I've made that, okay? You just make that in exactly the same way, make that shorter drop. And as I showed you in the previous technique, then over sew the remains of the soutache, so you've got a neck, and then you literally stitch that to the back behind all the soutache decoration here. Literally stitch it onto the back either side, and then to go up the neckline from the koala face is exactly the same again. Let me just finish this off. This will probably drop off now. Let me just confirm that a bit so that it hopefully stays on. Just the nature of a gemstone is its uniqueness, if there's such a word. So we say, don't we, oh, this is a 4mm, this is a 3mm, this is a 10mm, but by the nature of being a gemstone, my experience is there can be a slight difference because
especially when you're working within 3 and 4mm.
Yeah.
Because they're cut by hand.
Exactly.
There has to be consideration for room for human error in there as well, and especially when you get to the point they're faceted and they're that dinky as well.
Well, I think also it's the fact that, you know, it's a semi-precious stone, so they're trying to be ultra careful and they're trying to give you the best they can value for money. But I think just by being a gemstone cut by hand, you've got that sort of marginal difference. So the point I'm trying to make is, when you're using particularly small gemstones, or up to about 8mm in soutaching, then have a good look at your gemstones first, and on the eye get as near as the eye can find perfect for size.
Yeah.
Okay. And then to attach,
That's just stunning, isn't it? Look at
to
that.
attach to the rest of the neckline is exactly the same. Pop a little knot into the end. Okay. Now what you can do is thread straight on. This is a nylon thread, not a problem at all. I've done it on that. Start threading your gemstones using a needle onto the koala face, with the little ones obviously first. I'll bypass that for now. Just 3 of the tinies, if you would.
Yes, I will. That's the one that's under there. Once again, we do apologise for experiencing technical difficulties regarding the graphics.
It might be knotted at each end. There you go.
Thank you. These are very fabulous scissors that you own.
Yeah, I've had those for years.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
I've had it for years.
Look at these scissors. They're not for sale. These are Linda's personal property. Aren't they cool? A little bit of fabulousness. Love it.
They're perfect for they're perfect for jewellery making when you're using threads. Right, so just literally slip off your 3 and pop them on. Again, this is just in creating design. You could make these much more spindly, and you could put sort of 10 or so and have a completely different look just by altering the difference in the gemstones. But pop that down and then literally just thread on your other gemstones. I put on, I think I did it the other way around, so I'm doing it now. In fact, I know I did. I'm putting 3 of the coated, followed by one of the gorgeous faceted.
So with this one, would you use the backing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to back a length like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you don't absolutely have to.
I think I've only seen it here at Jewellery Maker with the Soutache pieces. The backing seems to have been very much for cabochons.
Yes, and I'll tell you probably what the real experts in Soutache tend to do is they don't back these pieces, but what they tend to do is any of the pieces, you see this with the here, that would be backed.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because that's got quite a lot of stitching and
busyness going on.
So anything like the very, very end of a piece, which is where the sewing starts and stops, it might be a good idea to just do it there, because the rest of it is just literally is the same as the front, really, isn't it? So it's just those beginnings and those ends that perhaps would require it. And then you just thread up the neckline and
that's it.
Attach your crimp bead and your clasp chain if you want to, and that's your design completely finished. But the clasps
and you're a legend.
And that are in there. But it's one of those.
I've been completely absorbed in this today. I feel like don't you feel like you've just had a whole complete? I could go home now and feel very confident that I can do Soutache.
Oh,
totally.
It really did.
Having had not a clue before we did
it. It really did surprise me. It sort of, when I've done it years ago on fabric, but never using any gemstones or beads.
I'm really up
so
I'm
really
getting
was
that nautical selection.
Astonishing how quickly you get it.
Lovely. Thank you so much. We've got our graphics back, which means that we can bring some more deals to you. Now, I do want to address, so Scott knows, the fact that Linda has done a necklace with the, thank you Linda, with the pyrites and the natural turquoise.
Oh yeah.
Yes, let's see it now. Have we got the pyrite and the natural turquoise still available on sale? Fab. Look, this literally took, what, about 8 minutes?
Yeah.
How gorgeous is that? So, these both strands under £10, $6.95 for the natural turquoise, $9.95 for the strand of the pyrite. They're amazing. That's natural turquoise. So, very briefly, Linda, what did you do?
Okay, right. I'll admit to, because people out there who know what they're doing with jewellery making will know, and you made that point about I left the temporary strand on. Now, if I'd had more time, if it was a normal challenge day, I would not have left that on the temporary strand. Okay, I would have rethreaded it.
It's for peace of mind, isn't it? Chances are it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But for peace of mind, so you know.
It's just friction against the gemstone that will
the details are on. So this is an 85cm strand of completely natural turquoise for $6.95, and at the bottom of your screen is the strand. It's a 30cm strand of those amazing pyrite for $9.95. So sorry, Linda. So you just
that's okay. So literally rethread it, okay, and then you've got a long length of your turquoise.
So have you just literally twisted it?
Well, what I've done is I brought it together. Yeah. So end to end together and knotted that. So now I've got a big circle.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What I've done then is twisted it sort of clockwise one end, clockwise the other end.
Yeah.
Then I've done it as far as that twisting will let me, it lets you know that it's gone far enough because you really can't twist any more on it. And then I put end to end at the top and it's twisted itself.
And that is a really fab technique because it's really hard to get a twist that maintains into a twist. Usually you get a complete piece and it just unravels and you've got some strands.
Yeah.
Okay, so that then into...
Then all I've done is threaded beading thread through. This is the end that's got the two joining. So there I've just popped the beading thread through the one, beading thread through the other, and then gone up through the into the pyrites. And obviously on the other end you've already got your the end that wasn't separate. In other words, it was the other end that was the middle.
Yeah.
The middle. Do you get where I'm coming from? So you do exactly the same, and that is a foolproof way of making these twisted necklaces that don't unravel.
Fab. Oh, Linda, gorgeous designs. Now, we've got literally just a few minutes to throw some bargains your way. First of all, white quartzite. They're big, they're chunky, they're beautiful. I'm going to be quick, I'm going to warn you, but this is a chance for you to add onto your order one post and packaging price, and it's great value for money for the end of the show. So, they are diagonally drilled. They're big, they're bold, they're beautiful. I want to soutache around these.
You can because they're flat,
gorgeous.
because they're relatively flat. That's not a problem. Glue it on as a cabochon. Don't worry about the hole because the soutache will cover it.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now they're 31 by 22 millimeters each. They're big pieces. And you've got a full 38 centimeter strand, giving you approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Now what's fab as well is I think this would be a really beautifully complementary strand to the kit that Linda has just done because of the dinky white quartzite, and to work it with pink would be absolutely adorable. 490 carats, the code is MUGP86, 31 by 22 millimeters each. Scott, what have you got for your sleeve on these? No, we'll take that, yeah, thank you. Whack it on the order, pop it on, $6.45 for 490 carats. It's amazing value for money. We are going to speedy on in just a moment to some wire, but 0800 644 655 is the number you need to dial for these. Great for soutache, great for, treat it like a cabochon would be ace.
Yeah.
Be gorgeous. Okay, now which wire would you like to do first? Are we doing a buy one, get one free? Both 925 sterling silver. So you're going to buy a 0.8? 0.6. This is 925 sterling silver wire. Just going to confirm the gauges for you. It's 1 mil.
So it looks quite
well, it looks
hefty.
it, but I'm just questioning with the price whether it's
and
1 mil.
being silver, yeah, my word.
It's 925 sterling silver. It's 1 mil 925 sterling silver wire, a metre of 1 mil, and then a metre of the 0.4. Now this is a type of wire that if you got those incredibly gorgeous sapphires earlier, you use with the sapphires. Don't you?
Definitely.
Now this is usually $16.95 by itself. The 1 mil 925 sterling silver wire. Great price for 925 sterling silver. What are you doing, Scott? $16.95 for both. We're throwing in, should be £20 and 90 pence. For both are 925 sterling silver. This is the point in the show you just add onto your order, add onto your order, add onto your order. Once again, if you've got the 925 sterling silver, if you've got the sapphires rather, then this is an absolute must-have purchase. The code is RYGC13. What have you got for me now? What's that?
Oh my!
Have you just nicked that from the Ed Show?
My word! That's astonishingly gorgeous.
They're like dinosaur eggs.
Oh, yeah, but Disney dinosaur eggs.
Yes, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, other cartoons are available.
Look at these. Oh, you gotta get these. Oh! Oh!
Look at that. Oh, with what Fiona was doing. It's those colours again, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine using those with the various different peacock pearls or the blue, midnight blue pearls that we have?
With that pyrite as well.
Oh, with the sparkly pyrite. Oh. incorporating it with a sort of a lapis and pyrite design would be stunning.
That's astonishing.
That is
beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. Blue colour coated calcite, don't they? Wow.
They're 14 by 13 up to a whopping 20 by 14. Scott, get the price on, mate. He's just wanted
if you don't, I'm having them from the boutique collection.
Thank you. £9.95. They are immense.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. They're magical. They're mystical.
They are magical and mystical. They look like walking into sunny Narnia.
Yeah. Narnia, of which is a place that is usually covered in snow. Are you going to do me a whopping offer on this? Okay.
My word. Oh.
Come on. Now, to go with that Chelsea Dunny, which you are buying, aren't you? Look at that. Look at the rainbow pyrite with it.
Jeepers. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, we're down to we've only got 10 left of the Chelsea Dunny. Only 10 left. That's amazing.
Oh, Sheila. Sheila's watching. Can I tell her to buy me one?
Sheila, I've not seen you ages. Hi.
Buy me one, Sheila.
Buy right now. Now. And then, right, this is the rainbow pyrite. You need this in your life. Look at those, both of those with the copper wire.
Amazing.
Breathtaking.
Beautiful.
Breathtaking. Got an offer on copper wire coming up in just a moment. Literally minutes to go. Okay, so you've got those, haven't you? And then this is the rainbow quartz, the rainbow pyrite, apologies. They're puffy ovals, they're 14 by 10 millimeters, it's a full 38 centimetre strand. And again, it's this magical, mystical, I'm wanting to say dinosaurs, I don't know why. It's a cartoony, I must have seen a cartoon dinosaur thing of late.
It's beautiful.
CDGP87.
I have used those in Soutache, and yes, they work beautifully.
I bet they do.
Yeah, because all the different, because that is an opportunity to use lots of colours.
Yeah,
Soutache.
gosh, yeah.
Great.
And when we had that nautical pack earlier with all those 6 different colours in, beautiful. Okay, so 240 carats, $7.95. Wow. We're going to take more money off. We're going to take $1.95 off. We're going £6. £6, getting you ready for the late show. It's going to be an absolutely manic late show with the amount that you've got to get through. £6, 240 carats. The code is CDGP87, 14 by 10 millimeters each. And we're going to do a double trouble wire offer on copper wire, and it's a 0.25. Now, gone are the days where you go 0.25. Not going to be able to do a great deal with that. If you get a wire twisting tool, or you simply twist it together, you have the equivalent of 2 of them, it's a 0.5, 3 of them, it's a 0.75, 4 of them, you've got the equivalent of your 1 mil. So, £6 on the pyrite. We're going to move on to the double trouble offer. Probably one of the most versatile colours that we have.
Very much so, yeah.
And works beautifully with our rose gold findings. Great for the tiara technique. Great for techniques that we've seen within the Soutache today, particularly with the hairband. KEGC25.
Fantastic, fantastic for the basket weave. That's really in the spiral sort of weave. And you know, those delicate basket weaves going around cabochons at the moment.
Scott, if you can do both of these under £10, I will kiss you forever. What an incentive to not do it. Yeah, he oh, have I got to kiss Scott?
Oh dear. Wow.
£9.95 for both. Woo!
Excellent.
Linda's going to do the kissing for me, and she's gutted.
He's left the building.
£9.95, 0800 644 615, £9.95. Get the offer right here, right now, right here, right now. We're getting you geared up for the late show tonight. It's going to be a fabulous experience for retail therapy with a vengeance. At £9.95, 0800 644 615. Now this also would look gorgeous with a natural turquoise. Now usually £19.90, £9.95. Do me a favour, Scott. Take 5p off. Yeah, so then I can say it's exactly £10 off. Don't worry, everyone pays the final low price. You'll get your 5p back. You can't. Oh, okay. You can't. I'm sorry. When you come to the studios, if you've bought this wire, I will personally give you 5p. So then I can say it was £10 exactly off.
Definitely.
I'll just have a lot of 5p's ready in my back pocket. £9.95 for the two. Do you know? Can you think of anywhere else that you could get that deal? This quality of wire.
Nope. And there's so much of it, you know. It's.
Well, that'll be a whopping 200 metres there.
Absolutely. So you don't have to be worrying when it's sort of you think, oh my gosh, I won't have that. You're still going to have stacks left.
Now it has been a fabulous show. I feel truly saturated with information, ready and geared up, ready to go. And again, I would just like to acknowledge Fiona again, who it was her first time at the start of the show on screen today, and I know that we're going to see her back again. And thank you so many of you for all of your compliments for today's show as well. It's much appreciated. So, Linda, thank you so much for making an area of jewellery making. Honestly, I hadn't got a clue where to go before the start of the show. I now know exactly what to do and how to make it, and I'm excited.
Good.
Fab, fab, fab. So when are you back?
Thursday, yes, Thursday morning.
Brilliant. So make sure that you join Linda on Thursday morning. I will be back with you with Natalia tomorrow afternoon. Oh my goodness. We're going to really touch on the precious metals of clay in a major way. Don't go anywhere though. Keep adding to your basket. It's going to be a retail therapy experience and a half with Ed coming up next. See you later. Bye.
Before any of the gemstones that arrive here in Jaipur can leave Jaipur for the UK, they need to be tested. So all the genuine gemstone strands